But yeah, we're getting the first bits of this one shot ready. This is a pre-recorded stream. I am well, I haven't connected the voice to them
Best
yet.
part is they have
Let's
no
see.
like concept of its monetary value. They just think it's a like shiny stress ball that they have.
I mean, that's the best way to do it. The perfect fidget toy. I remember having those fidget cubes.
Those were
It it wouldn't come across their head that someone would want to take it because why would they want to take just a stress ball? They could just get their own.
It's like 50 cents.
Yeah, look like that one's like neon pink. It's cool. Mine's just perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear, as all things should be.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, but yeah, if you guys are all sitting at your various computers, I guess I can go ahead and show the various A team handouts for the Scooby Doo gang.
the 18.
I did
Do we
that
know
because
each
it
other?
yeah, that would be one of the first RP things thought we'd start with. We'd just go around and it's like, okay, you choose one person to make a connection with. Okay, second person, choose one of the remaining two. Just like that. But these ciphers might influence how you go about it. Because you could say, wait, no, because these ciphers will come in as soon as you step into the house. So I guess you can't tie them in. But I'll go
Ah,
ahead and let's see. We'll start with the shaggy one. Chemical Factory, which if you choose it, will start off with a D100 to see what you get. Daphne, who pretty much gets a hammer space for a single item. See, Fred's here, who's let's see, what does this do? Oh, you can pretty much link a different cipher to activate on a scenario of your choosing. And Velma here, who gets an hour of just doing non-combat roles easier. Felt they all kind of fit the various themes of those characters.
does anyone have any preferences?
To be honest, don't quite understand any of them.
I did try to keep it somewhat themed with each character, aside from Shaggy. That one's mostly just a joke.
In that case, hmm, would it be a waste to link the activator to perfection?
For the automatic, well, 20? No, that wouldn't be bad. You would have to, well, for one, activate this first cipher.
Ah, true.
So it's not just a passively, hey, whenever. It pretty much turns an action based cipher into a reaction, kinda.
All right, in that
I kind
case,
of want Shaggy.
The Chemical Factory fun.
I want to roll for stuff.
fair. In that case, I'll go with Fred. Uh, my contingent activator is linked to perfection.
Alright, and
As,
what's gonna set it off?
uh, perfection only affects me or someone else.
Only yourself. By default,
Only me.
ciphers are only yourself unless they say otherwise.
Uh, they will only activate on a GM intrusion, meaning on that one.
That wouldn't work, unfortunately.
No?
It doesn't replace a role. It's pretty much saying, I don't want to risk losing. I want that sweet, sweet bonus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. In
That
that
would
case,
otherwise would have been a good idea.
okay, okay. In that case, I'll tie it to when I use uh, Wondrous Revelation.
Ooh, your untrained attack. Let's see.
Yeah, because I don't want this to miss.
To
'Cause it's
blow someone's
once a
mind.
hit.
Got it.
Yeah. As an action, you reveal a universal truth to a creature within short range. It inflicts 4 points of damage, and for the next round, they can't attack me, and social abilities are eased.
Very good. So,
I'll take the equipment thingy.
equipment cache for Beck.
Also, I remember earlier you said I can add an edge to something.
Oh,
Like
yes.
add one to an edge.
That was going to be the next step after this. Let's see. But yeah, and it looks like a effort enhancer for our little speaker from Busky.
Perfect. That was actually the one that I kind of wanted to get. So
Yeah, I was like, my character's a little too built for battle that like we're not gonna take that one.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, like I said, I think before half of you were here. To make the one shot a little easier, because we're all getting used to it, I am also allowing a one of the single advancements at the bottom center of your character sheet. They should be. So I think everyone was here when I talked about it a couple streams back. But to go between tiers, you have to do 4 advancements that are typically for experience. They do things like add 4 to your various point pools, increase one of your edges, like Bex said she wanted to do. Another good one, if you want to add 3 to your recovery rolls. And a reminder, recovery rolls are a d6, and you just get that many points back. So if you took that advancement, you'd get a minimum 4 points back every time you recover. Those would be the 3 options I suggest because they make it generally easier. Let's see.
I mean, if you wanted, you could also take a skill on like
I mean, you could.
necromancy.
You could, but it's also like going into here. I think most of you aren't going to typically have the training for ghost hunting. I figured the story of this one shot is maybe it's like no one's taking it, so like you 4 are the most likely to survive. You don't know each other that well, but get in there. Also,
I think I might just straight up go for the ability improvement and just, yeah, we'll do a 14 in speed and a 18 in intellect.
I just upped my intellect to 21.
Ooh,
Easy.
damn. I'll put an edge in my intellect. That way, everything I have is free.
That's what I did too.
Oh wait, what are edges again?
they make abilities cheaper if they use that particular stat.
And
Yeah.
you just start with the 1 for that
Yeah.
skill, right?
Correct.
Every type has 1 edge in something.
So for a speaker, I would just have the 1 edge in intellect, no other
Right.
edges in might or speed.
And when you level up, you could put 1 edge in intellect again, or you can round off to be like, oh, you're a strong speaker.
Oh fuck that! I'm gonna put another edge in. I'm gonna put another edge then.
Your pools are also your hit points, because if you run out to 0, you die.
Okay. Because I was like, I remembered I watched a 30-minute video, and they're like explaining hit points. I'm like, I kind of get this, but also I'm not really paying
Yeah, it's probably
a
the
lot of
most.
attention.
It's probably the most tricky part of it because it is weird to draw the same energy from your health that you do for abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a little bit of a blood hunter.
But it also means blood mage is very easy, right?
just realized. I'm just realizing a major flaw, but it's too late to go back on that now.
Is
Alright,
it though?
Too late. Let's do it.
This guy could fucking die. Holy shit.
What? Old Yave
Really awesome.
Javier? How do you want... Lusky, how do you want
Javier.
it? Javier, okay. I mean, you're as equally able to die as anyone else. As a reminder, when you lose all points in one pool, you become impaired. All rolls you need to make become more difficult by one level. If two are reduced to 0, all rolls are harder by 2 levels. But if all 3, you are outright dead. There are no death saves in Cypher. But it's also really, really hard to die.
Because you got 3 pools that you need to subtract everything from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but basically, because I was considering doing appealing for my descriptor, and then I was like, nah, fuck it, I've already got the shit in for Lava Elf. They have an ability called Fragile, where if I fail a might defense roll, I take an extra point to my might. So if I take 1 damage, then I take 2. So I basically have 4 might.
Oh, buddy. You should have just chosen appealing instead of, doing
You know
an
what?
advanced
I'm
race
just
to
gonna-
start.
Here's what
So-
I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm
so
gonna
you-
do.
you
I'm gonna
have
up my
no-
might.
You have low might to begin with, and you basically have half as much as you should.
Yeah, I decided, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get rid of the 2 edge. We'll make it a 10 in might. That'll make it a bit better. 10 in might, 12 in speed, 18 intellect.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
But if you're sure. Okay.
Near.
Okay, I've got the giggles out. So to
Other
start...
question.
Oh, yes.
What's effort?
So, if there is a particularly difficult roll, say DC 6 or 7, and you're like, I don't want to risk it, you can put effort into it. Let's see, first level effort costs 3, and it reduces the difficulty by 1. So if it was
Cost 3 what?
of whichever stat you're using. So if you have to make an intellect roll and it's too difficult, you pay up 3 intellect points.
Got it.
To reduce the DC, you have to beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So basically, like, oh, you have to roll a 17 to get this, or 18 to get this. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put in 2 levels of effort. Okay, 18 goes down to 12.
the one downside, well, starting tier, is you can only ever put in 1 level of effort. It's typically one of the advancement options you choose when leveling up, but it seems a lot less important than, more points to do stuff or making things cheaper,
Effort means using points, meaning less, pool. It's a resource game.
It's absolutely a resource game.
Alright, so we got a lava elf speaker, an incarnate adept, a appealing paladin, and a star druid, all walking into this haunted house. How the hell do we know each other?
Yep, so 50 or 60 years thereabouts since the current campaign we're in, everyone being in Rio. This giant mansion, it can be described in many ways. Dilapidated, on the verge of falling down, more mold than wood at this point, all of which are true to various degrees. But in the last few weeks, there have been sightings of a woman going in there late at night. There are rumors of attempts of summoning something from the depths of this mansion that the cartel itself once used as a home base. But ever since they had to change locations, no one wanted to be involved in that business. It's just been left to whatever small animals and vagrants wandered in. You four have been called because of those rumors, especially with the sighting of the same woman going back multiple nights. Not much information known because she's not typically seen leaving. And the descriptions from the various people who have cited her are very simple-minded. She's well gifted, and that is about all the men who saw her focused on. But they also were not suicidal enough to try and get in there late at night and make her acquaintance. But you four have been tasked because that increased activity, and no one in the area is actually wanting to do it. So they pretty much pulled you guys in some cases from other countries. It's like, you're good enough, your schedule's free, we need to send you there. So to start off with how some of you guys know each other, either by reputation or perhaps working together, let's start with the fun option of a Ballad Mayflower. Which one of these three rascals have you made an acquaintance of in the past?
I'm sorry, what was their name?
Ballad.
Mayflower. And if you'd like to start with just describing how she looks for this incursion, you can.
Okay, she's wearing a pair of cutoffs and a tank top. She's got short hair that's kind of all over the place, but she does have a short sword and a scabbard on her hip.
Yep, she's looking very prepared, especially compared to the borderline paladin in armor. And for her choices of acquaintance, Javier, what exactly do you look like, Mr. Speaker?
Let's see, Javier, he is probably wearing probably some darker, almost navy jeans. And let me double check how this would look real quick.
I mean, you've got that beautiful token image.
Yeah, he'll be wearing a white Dallas Cowboys jersey with kind of almost that dark blue navy lettering to match, which compared to his almost grayish, very cracked with almost bits of fire kind of going through in his hair that almost doesn't need to stand up, as it's almost just constantly coming off. He's got that going. He looks like he's probably a year or two out of college and still just riding the high of it.
Yeah, he's wearing a sports jersey. I think we got that.
Yeah.
No, he's wearing a Cowboys jersey. There's a difference.
That's a burn for sports fans. I don't quite understand it. But yeah, moving on. How about Miss Cleo?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember what she looks like.
Yeah, I also noticed you didn't get a picture for her, but I took the fancy border for Val, so it's at least not the silhouette.
I have
Is
a
it the
picture for her. I just need to find it.
is the bubblegum pink hair lady, right?
Oh yeah, shit! I posted it. Where did I post
Yeah,
it?
space.
Thank you. I've been sitting here for the last couple minutes trying to fucking find it. Aha. So, Cleo is, we'll put her at like 5'9". Like, purple long hair that fades into like an ombre of white at the bottom. Seems kind of really chill with an old, surprisingly not rusted sword at her side, and kind of designed leather armor over what's just a basic t-shirt and pants. Kind of always bouncing on her feet, like rocking back and forth.
And the man of the hour who stands out the most. How about Aether?
I think they're um their height is inconsistent. Sometimes you swear you're not sure if they're upright or hunching over, but sometimes they're 5 feet, sometimes they're 6 feet. You see a person covered head to toe in the largest shawl you've ever seen, with just dangly, like jingly, shiny bits all over, just like trinkets, and they don't even really make sense for decorations. Really, like you see, just like an old tin key, or maybe just like a bottle cap that's especially shiny. Uh, you don't even see their face. They wear this like I almost like polished mask that only has the two eye holes that are constantly emitting light instead of showing actual eyes, and uh, you don't hear footsteps whenever they move. It's just silent. They look like they're gliding, and apparently maybe they have like a constant fog machine under that tarp or something, because it's just slightly smoky every time they're in the room.
All right, so which of these beautiful bachelors and bachelorette would you like to choose from, Ballad, to connect to your backstory?
I think I'll pick Javier.
Okay, Javier, college kid. And how do you know him?
Probably from school. Ballard's not that old, so maybe she met him on campus.
There we go. Got two ex-college buddies, and with the torch handed off to Javier. Who exactly do you recognize, Miss Cleo, or Aether the Space Dust Cloud?
I feel like this would be very funny. I feel like he would recognize Aether because Javier, he graduated Texas A&M with a degree in communications because he wanted to be a motivational speaker. And he remembers Aether because he was one of 3 people who showed up to his very first times about motivational speaking.
It was only later discovered that they were never a student. They just wandered in.
Yes.
And he wouldn't be the first. Alright, so Aether, well-traveled dust cloud, even making it to a college as a speaker. How do you know Miss Cleo?
I think they've been wandering around from place to place a lot, just taking in the sights. And one day they just saw this Cleo just, I don't know, maybe just even a coffee stand or something, and they just thought, wow, that person is beautiful. And I think, I don't know, it's not love, it's not, but it's just, it's that sort of awe when you just realize you saw something that you're probably not gonna see a whole lot of in your life. And I think they never really talked to Cleo, but I think they just, for whatever reason, fate, coincidence, circumstance, whenever they wander, they just always happen to be in the same spot where, oh, like Cleo's over there grocery shopping, or oh, they're in the city on a concert or something. They just kept noticing that this person was there, and they weren't following them. They just happened to be in the same area, and no one knows about it because they wear that big ass shawl that covers everything. But they've actually taken some inspiration and grew their hair out, so to speak. Yeah, they just like really admire Cleo for no really apparent logical reason. It's just something about them, something more. And they were just wandering around when they heard about this haunted mansion thing. Decided, hey, that might be cool. They just showed up, and lo and behold, Cleo was there again.
So there we have, not quite the red string of fate. I mean, perhaps, maybe, Aether doesn't really understand love like that, but you know, one-sided affection of sorts. And then finally, Cleo, bringing us right back around to how do you know Ballad Mayflower? Beck?
So Ballad's a college kid who does what now?
Ex-college kid, hippie. What does Ballad do now? I don't think we really touched on that.
Mostly drugs.
Oh, that's how we know each other.
Wait, are you their dealer, or do you just do drugs?
No. I don't deal. I mainly just hang out with kids that do drugs and do some on the side. It's a nice stress reliever.
But just with how like blatant that was, it's like, oh, the drugs, like not a job. Oh,
Nick, you know my character's background. I don't need a job.
well, no, I meant for Ballad. It's like, what does
yeah.
Ballad do? Drugs.
So let's see. These two know each other from college. You're their drug buddy, and I'm just the weirdo that keeps bumping into you unintentionally.
Yeah. Like, I'm the rich kid that
I don't-
also does drugs.
Does Cleo like know that like Ether just pops up whenever? Like, do they recognize them?
No, I think that'd be fun to explore some of the time. Because I have an answer.
I'd probably recognize him. You stand out.
Ear does not condone drug use.
Really? Because the way he looks, I would have assumed that would not be the story you go with. It's like he's dressed in a jersey.
You're wearing a Cowboys jersey in Brazil. Come on, bro.
It's like you're just
He's
asking
just-
to be jumped or to have an argument over something really stupid.
Oh yeah. Javier is just no thoughts, head empty. All vibes.
How high is his intellect again?
18.
But that's more of just a measure how
My-
well his intellect
My
can last.
background actually says vibe checks and aura reading.
Yes. That was
Dude,
my
we
favorite
just
part of that.
all-
That's the best.
All by We're just a team of vibes. You're all Shaggy who's just stoned out of his mind.
That is why I took the shaggy drugs.
But yeah, to start, we will assume that you guys have done at least some research about the various events that have affected this manor over the decades. So if anything comes up in regards to that lore, it will automatically be eased. The biggest rumors are just someone's been coming in here recently, specifically a woman, and unrelated rumors might be her, might be someone else, saying that a summoning of one kind of another is happening. Now, you guys do have a few options for going in. First off, there are 3 different options out front, because the cartel was fucking crazy about that. But there's also a side entrance for various like deliveries and such. There's also a servant's entrance at the far back. And that would be about what you know. So how exactly does your ragtag team want to go about investigating this, plus the very inviting front doors?
You know, logic would say don't go in the front. It's usually where the pointy things are.
Are there any like open windows or like holes in the wall?
Of the windows on the first floor, most of them are intact, but they're also covered with either thick layers of grime over the years, or several layers of graffiti to the point where you can't even tell what they were trying to make. For broken windows, though, most of those are the top floor, because no one comes in to fix any of the broken glass.
Okay, then there's a role-playing game. I'm gonna make a decision off the bat. Ether looks up at like just a medium-sized broken window on the top floor. None of them have a ladder, and wordlessly, they're just gonna start floating up through the hole.
All right. Are you giving any way for them to follow after, or are you just intentionally separating yourself from the group?
He's gonna stop if someone says stop, but I think he's not even intentionally doing it. He's just like, oh, that's interesting, and just wandered off while someone was talking.
All right. We are going to say you are, we'll say about there is where one of the upstairs windows are. But upstairs is also a different map, so I don't want to move over just for you.
I made a decision already.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the day. Daylight is starting to fall away from the various buildings around this manor in Rio, and one of your party members just kind of fucks off without a word.
Yeah, I think they just went, oh look, a hole, and they just floated up.
So, what's the building made out of?
Let's see. It's going to be mostly stone for the flooring down here, but the walls are wood. Or at least wood designed paneling.
So not any handholds on the outside?
No.
Well,
Hey,
we can't go
sparkly
that
guy.
way.
We can't go that way.
Oh, why not use the door?
Why didn't you use a door?
Where's the fucking door?
Oh, Buddy Busk,
seems
you're going to
more
kill me
interesting.
with that voice.
But, like, we can't follow you, bro. Or... unless you correct me, bro, okay.
Eh,
That's not my name, but it's all right.
Okay, I'll still...
you seemed a little bit aloof.
Well, I'll find some stairs to come down. Ooh, cracked mirror. And I just see something shiny, and my attention span immediately left this conversation.
Okay, as you pass through the frame of the broken window, we'll just put you there to show you're inside the building. There's a sudden shock through your system, and you falter. You have to kind of, actually, because you're currently doing far step to more or less fly, go ahead and give me an intellect roll. We'll say the DC is 3, so you gotta get 9 or better.
And I put in 1 level of effort.
You may, so you have to get 6 or better.
Alright, and that costs 3 points, but I have an edge of 2, so it costs 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't bonus submit difficulty of 2. Effort to roll 1. Yep. Assets, I don't have any. Costs, I don't think it's a cost, so okay, I rolled a 19.
Okay, a minor effect. You note instantly the cipher that just sort of possessed your system. You know that you have the contingent activator cipher now, that you can set up for your other cipher to activate whenever. So long as you pre-choose that activation effect.
Ooh.
But the rest of you from the ground floor see him floating up and then suddenly stumble, catch himself successfully, and then look a little distracted, almost in awe, still standing in the window frame.
Right, so back door, side door.
Well, there's probably stairs by the back door, by the servant's door. If we want to get upstairs to find the sparkly guy.
Good.
All right, and I
Do you two know the sparkly guy? Or
Yeah.
sparkly thing?
Here just kind of gives you like he puts both his hands up and like kind of does the thing where he goes up and down with him. He's like, he came to one of my seminars, but I didn't really get much out of it.
Oh, he's just been following me around for a bit. Okay.
He does seem rather aloof. Curious, like a little
Child?
niñeto. Yeah.
All right, so from the sound of it, you guys are heading to the side entrance near where the stairs should be.
Servant's entrance.
Yeah,
Uh,
service entrance.
They're yeah, I do try to say side instead of servants because they're both there. I forgot to draw the door on the servants entrance thing. I see why that might be a mistake, but yeah, that's the steps right next to where the stairs should be. In the time of you guys just calmly going over there, let's just briefly, very briefly, go over to this other floor. It's
I already made this more complicated than it had to be.
Yes.
forget
On
that.
the
I did that so I could more easily bring out NPCs if needed. But yeah, either you are in a very large bedchamber looking area. Like there's a 4-poster bed with curtains that are just reduced to rags at this point. And there is in fact a gilded mirror that you can just barely see in the bath over to your right there.
Ooh. I see something shiny, I'm gonna look at it.
Right, as you approach the bath, you suddenly notice a sound that you hadn't really paid attention to until it started kind of getting more faint in the distance. It sounds like faint singing. coming from the direction of the staircase door to the north.
Ooh.
It's got almost an echoey sound to it. Like they're much further than they sound like, but it's got just great acoustics to travel this far. So now you got a choice: shiny or sound. Or, meeting up with your group.
Oh. You know what? Their attention span is so short that as soon as they hear that, they just go, "Oh, that's a lovely voice." They're gonna head over and, you know what? They're gonna start humming along, trying to, like, follow the melody.
Alright, then as you get to that hallway proper, and you see the just massive hole in the ground leading to the first floor, and some remnants of the stairs that were once there. I think you're going to have to type for this, because it's a strange number of dice. Give me a D15 to see which item you come across right at the entrance of that particular room.
I rolled a 1.
So this room, like I described, it's been long abandoned. There are just piles of dust, almost thick enough to look like a real bunny instead of a dust bunny. There is one item, however, that is placed just next to the door, in a box where the lid has been kind of snapped off the hinges. They're still there. It's just the screws have been just stripped from the box itself, revealing a shiny metal revolver. And there are 6 indents in this box, but only 4 still contain the bullets themselves. And it looks far, far newer than this room.
Ooh. I'm gonna pick up the shiny thing, put it away.
Do you just take it in the box hole so it's easier to carry?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so that'll be interesting for later. Noted.
Yeah, I just, like, Limbs pick up the box and the cloak opens and
See.
puts it somewhere inside and it disappears.
Now remind me, what is the foci you chose for Aether?
Oh, I need a foci? Huh.
Well, it's pretty much your subclass thing of the...
It's the who.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you meant, like, arcane focus.
Yeah, no worries.
No.
Your subclass.
I praise to the multiverse.
Then yeah, you would be one of the people who can kind of naturally see as you get to the edge of this void, and you're able to see the central sinkhole that leads far beyond where the basement would be in a house like this. At the edge of your vision on that first floor, you're able to see what looks like will-o-wisps. Every so often, almost to the beat of a person taking a step. For a brief moment, the light of that will-o-wisp expands into a humanoid form, almost like a person. Sometimes in a state of just massive, mangled bodily damage. Other times, dressed as clean as if they were going to church. Not that you know what church is like, it's more you're familiar with that sort of outfit is describing. And one of them looks familiar in a way you can't place. At which point we go back to the first floor. The group who are just coming in the side entrance and are now also hearing that singing in the distance, coming for what should be the main foyer area, as far as you understand it. So you guys now also have a decision.
Random singing.
Yep, just random.
I think Cleo just goes. I think we can agree if you hear random singing and it's not, don't start believing. You have no business to go. Right?
Yeah.
Before,
How
oh,
do
go
you-
ahead.
Yeah, Javier is gonna give each of the ladies a little pat on the back because he's got an effort. Because he's got one effort in intellect, and this requires 1 point. He can just do it for free.
One
If
edge,
I'm
but
right,
yes.
He can use that. Ooh, that's
Encourage.
Oh, I have that too.
yeah.
So you can attempt to inspire your allies. So what are you choosing? Defense, a task, or something related to a skill you're trained in?
So Javier is trained in perception. So Javier is gonna tell the ladies to say, "Yeah, if we're going up to the second level, just watch out for any rusty floorboards. One time my older brother accidentally fell through one and broke his leg.
Rusty floorboards. Okay, with that
Nick?
with that boost. Sorry, just the idea of rusty wood.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
got you too.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
with the boost to perception.
Yeah, that got you one too.
Rusty wood.
That would
okay. Yes.
So with this very
I just assumed English isn't his first language
But
for
s-
Aiden.
Oh, Cleo just
Yeah.
didn't even notice. I was like, really?
but yeah, with the boost to perception, which let's see, it's just your allies, not to yourself. Our two ladies can
so-
make a yeah, this would be an
Perception roll.
intelligence check, or if you have training with perception. It's going to be
Yep.
2 just with that bonus, which means 3 for Javier.
You said an intelligence roll.
Yes. Well, it's a D20. So if you're gonna
It's
put any
difficulty
effort,
2.
yeah, that's you got to beat a 6. It's not that hard.
You say that. And you're right. For
You're
some,
wrong.
Despite the language difference, Cleo's like rusted floorboards just under her breath.
Wood rust.
But if Javier wanted to also make one, it's easier for them as their just hearing is kind of expanded on in the moment. But Ballad, what you can hear is kind of guiding the singing is the tune of a flute. But we'll wait on Javier's to see if he somehow gets better than your 17.
See if I did this right. Input would be nothing because I'm not putting in any
Correct.
effort, right? Okay. I think I did that right.
Yep, correct. You
beat a
rolled a 10.
6.
Yeah, I think.
Why?
Hmm?
Why does mine have a special +1 damage?
I think you might have done that as if it was an attack, but it's fine because it won't matter for this.
Okay, I just hit intellect. I didn't know.
No worries. I don't have much more experience than you with the character sheets. But yeah, with the 2 successes there, you two are able to hear fainter, just the tune of a flute kind of guiding the singer down below. It comes out a lot more clear because the high pitched note just travels better than singing. And you also notice that despite Aether's large size, the two of you would expect to be hearing floorboards creaking under his weight as he walks around. But you haven't heard any. So you can investigate the source of this music, or perhaps try to rush to Aether in case he's in trouble.
Maybe we should rush to Aether in case he's in trouble.
Yeah, we should do that. So, stairs?
Really agree.
Yeah, as long as we're careful. Stairs.
Let's go French stairs.
All right, then
And then walks on without a care in the world.
then
Like he owns the house.
get up to the second floor so you can rejoin them. You would come into the main hall, overlooking the void, and seeing Aether just kind of like looking down, seeming to pay attention to something that you can't see as far as you guys are.
Yo, Sparkles.
In
What
the
are you doing?
in the meantime of us jumping over to the group of 3, I'm gonna need another intellect from Aether. This time
Ooh, another one.
it's a challenge of 4, which means you gotta beat 12 or more.
Ooh.
Is that something that is attempting to enthrall you?
Oh, is this a defense task?
Yes, it is.
Is it from unholy or necromantic power?
It is not.
Okay. In that case... Alright. I will put in 1 level of effort. And spend 1 more intellect. I think I got that right. Mechanic.
Correct. You just beat it. And while you were previously distracted by something down the hole, as your friends come
I
up
haven't ever rolled yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
No,
and
that's Aiden's.
sorry. Because it is also intellect. You're like, I think I got that.
Yeah. So, difficulty 4?
That's how it starts, yeah.
Okay. Submit, effort to roll 1. I don't have an asset to this. So, submit. It doesn't have a cost, so... submit. Oh,
Okay, then it seems
I
that
rolled a
you
3.
you are enthralled, just looking over the edge. Taking a step closer and closer as this ghostly form, visible to your friends coming up to see what's going on, just seems to be in a hoarse whisper. Jump. Do it. Join us. Jump. Just getting more and more savage with his tone. So, you guys, you see this going on. In case you just, like, completely wipe them out in 1 round, if you have anything you'd like to do to start, a reminder that you pretty much just have 1 action per round. It lets you move 50 feet or do an attack.
Let me see how far away we are.
You can also move 5 feet as part of an action without costing anything else. But the closest of you would be at 90, which means if you're making a range attack, it is at long range.
I don't have range either.
So I guess I'm moving close. Because
I-
I can't activate the thing I wanted to. Not yet. You what?
Javier, any ranged actions?
He doesn't have anything, so he's just gonna go closer. Get to the edge.
Actually,
Actually,
I was gonna ask, does this look like it's about to be a fight?
from what you can hear at a distance, he is currently encouraging Aether to jump, presumably to his death. So, if not a fight, some way to perhaps break him out of it.
Can I use understanding?
Let's see, is understanding... You can. They are within line of sight, and there's no distance restriction. And it'll
Then
make...
I will do that and move 5 feet.
Alright. And a reminder for Cleo, seeing as you do not have a ranged item, if you would like to use your equipment catch, you could go ahead and summon a weapon that is ranged.
That is true.
Now, a reminder, it couldn't be something with ammo, because that's technically multiple weapons, but a spear, that would work.
And then I can keep the spear for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck it. Let's take out a spear. And chuck it.
Alright, go for it. So this would be a might attack. Let's see, for this guy... So the base would be a difficulty 2, but at the distance it goes up to 3.
Cool.
Do you have anything
can
to
do-
simplify?
You said at one effort was free?
Uh,
Right.
Oh,
one
for your,
effort costs 3 points.
Yeah, the
but
first
you
one's
can
3.
discount it by your edge.
Yeah, that's not worth that.
Yeah, it's also your edge is an intellect, not might.
I have an edge in might because I get one for being an explorer.
Oh, sorry, you're the one who doesn't have the one in intellect. I misremembered.
Yeah, so I got one in might. I have improved edge, which gave me another in intellect.
Yes.
And then I did the free one you gave us. Alright, let's see how this goes. Jesus Christ. Why?
Alright, so it sadly misses. But I will say because you only failed by 1, it thunks into the ground here next to Javier. So on his next turn, he'll be able to pick that up and do his ranged attack instead of full round just to move closer. So with that, we'll go to turn order.
Ooh.
Hey, I can't click on Cleo.
Oh, shoot. Let me make sure that's not everyone. Okay, it's because I forgot to update the token. That's on me. You should be able to now.
These are
Alright.
So there
How
should
the
be an
hell do we
initiative.
Roll initiative. Oh, it's in here already. So are we...
The
It uses speed and we're untrained?
It
Correct.
asks for difficulty.
difficulty is 2, because this is only a difficulty 2 ghost. Oh, bless you.
What the fuck?
I guess you were just so stunned by just summoning a spear to almost hit Javier. It's like, ah, shit.
Wait, GM intrusion.
Yes.
Was it-
No.
I mean, here's the upside. With the GM intrusion, you get 1 experience, and you get to give 1 to another person. Let's see, we're going to toss this guy at 6, because that is where the difficulty lies. So what is the intrusion to go here? Oh, actually, let's see, on the map. Aha. So, you get a bit distracted. Because you hear that while there's also that beautiful singing coming from the void below, it almost sounds like there's also a chorus of voices starting to join it. Like every so often, maybe like 10, 15 seconds apart, another voice make it gently louder and louder. You pretty much, with that GM intrusion, cause some things to speed up a little bit so they're more noticeable. whatever ritual is going on becoming much more apparent to you. But upside, you get 1 experience. And who would you like to kind of bolster with, maybe with confidence or urgency that things are starting to look bad?
I think Ballad's closest to her, and that's all she can kind of say is that. Just kind of goes, shit's getting real. Like, real.
Alrighty, and a reminder that you can use those experience pretty much like a player intrusion to get right back at me. Such as reusing a Cypher if you've already used it. So just keep that in mind. So we're into the turn order proper. Ballad is up first.
And she gets a minor effect.
Not for initiative. It's the one where bonuses don't really come in.
Fair.
Yeah.
Unless
So
you
I moved the 50 feet, and that's all I can do.
Yes, unless you have any passive abilities like Enabler. Yeah, that'd be all the Enabler ones you could activate. But I don't think you do.
Do we understand what they're singing?
The singing below? That is a good question. I will say... you don't understand the message. But something does come to mind, some bit of lore with hauntings, because you see this ghost in front of you. Whatever is happening to this mansion is probably ghost related. There is the myth of the Banshee, that those who hear its wail are doomed to die. And you think that might be connected to whatever's going on with Aether right now.
Then the only other thing I'm gonna do is say, Aether, snap out of it, see if we can't get him out of it.
I'll say because you're a speaker, that will be able to assist him on his turn. You've got a very commanding voice. Javier, you've got a spear right next to you if you'd like to make an attack at the ghost. Or if you have another speaker thing to maybe also assist Aether.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and seeing as Aether's up next, go ahead and use encouragement again. Give it to Aether for a defense task.
Very good. And remember, as part of that, you can still move 5 feet. So you can get edged a little bit closer.
Yeah, he will edge a little bit closer and he will say, remember, stay strong in your values.
Alright. So before we can get to Aether's turn, another intellect attempt to break free. With the assistance of your 2 friends, it's been reduced to a DC 6.
Okay.
You can also attempt to make it even easier if you'd like.
You know what? Yeah. Not probably gonna regret this, but I will put in 1 level of effort to make it a DC 3.
It'd be a DC 1. They already reduced it by 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 1.
So yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, you need to roll 3 or better. So you can do it, Aether. They believe in you. They believe in you so hard. There we go.
I rolled a 4. I
Oh.
needed to do that. Yeah.
But yeah, you just made it. You break free. Realize you've been staring a bit too intently at the hole, and then just shake yourself clear. Look back at this ghost that was trying to edge you on. You see fear pass over his face. and his shadow darken beneath his feet. You now have your actual turn to go.
I was like, that wasn't very nice. Why are you so scared? And uh, is there such a thing as there's no disadvantage in this system, but what if you do a ranged attack while in immediate?
It would be harder by one level.
By one level. All right, in that case, I will just uh the cloak withdraws a little bit, and not really a hand, barely a limb of just gaseous dust and light reaches out, and I'm gonna make a glyph attack at this thing. Let me see if I got this right. It's a glyph attack. Don't have a bonus to this. It doesn't cost anything. What is the difficulty?
It is only difficulty 2. So it is up to 3 because you're doing this in melee.
Yep.
Come on, roll a 10 so you once again beat it by just 1.
Let's see here. But, and it doesn't cost anything. Sorry, this is taking so long. I'm just getting used to the numbers.
You're good, you're good.
Effort to damage. Nah, I'm not gonna use effort. Ooh, minor effect. Or plus 3 damage.
Yeah, correct. So, what does the normal damage to the glyph attack do? Let's see.
4 points
oh,
of
there it
damage.
is. It's strange that didn't add the 3 there, but oh well. But yeah, you deal a total of 7. And the overall form of this ghost that was once standing behind you just shivers and shakes, almost like the appearance of heat off an asphalt road on a hot day. And just stumbles down to his knees, and the shadow beneath him engulfs him entirely and raises itself back up to his full height as something that you recognize, as well as far in the back, despite the distance with Cleo. You also recognize this particular type of undead, a shade, something that sucks the strength out of its victims. The final words of that ghost being, "It should have been you. You in my place," as he gets overtaken. Whatever is going on in this haunted mansion with all its spirits and undead, it seems that the ghosts and shades are on different sides. The shades feeding or using the ghosts as tools. But with Aether's turn being done, if you'd like, as part of that action, to step back, or at least further away from the hole, you could.
Yes, I can move 5 feet, so. Ooh, too close.
Yep, opportunity attacks are due to very specific either ciphers or abilities, so you are safe to do that. But being only 5 feet away, he's able to just move in closer to, again, try and take a more hands-on approach of hurting Aether. Now his attacks are a DC 4 to avoid, so I need a speed check from Aether. As he takes his 2 hands, just claws at you one after the other, trying to get just even the littlest nick.
This is a necromantic power or unholy.
It is unholy, I will grant you that.
unholy, then I have an asset for this because of celestial resistance.
Okay, reduces it to 3. Anything
No
else, or would you like to risk the 50-50?
I don't have anything else that could help with this as a reaction or anything, so nope, it's just a roll.
Alright, then best of luck to Aether.
Success.
Alright, with the success, you manage to just swiftly dodge his just skilllessly slashing at you again and again. And just gets frustrated at failing.
The claws sort of reach out and like hit the cloak, but instead of hitting a body underneath, the cloak just kind of whooshes out of the way.
Classic defensive technique. Brings us at long last to Cleo. You realize just how dangerous this foe may get, especially if they've been feeding on ghosts for a while. They're going to have a hefty health pool to worry about.
Uh-huh. So time to get close.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I think we found a ghost ward? Because I can't do anything other than move because I don't have any enablers.
Yep. Fair enough. Spreading the information amongst your allies. Ballad. How would you like to handle this shade that is targeting Aether very heavily?
I guess 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna just move that 25 to be up there with Aether.
Righty then. Something I forgot. We should have done it as soon as we. So you decided your Shaggy Cypher. If you'd like to roll a D100 to see what vials you would have had on hand, as the three of you also entered and kind of sense these minor boons coming upon your person. Ooh, 87. There's some good ones up high. You have...
Increases intellect edge for what by 1 for 1 hour.
You have 4 doses of that. I'll say you cannot use one this turn, but you can pass that off to your various allies this turn, because you've been within 5 feet of all of them.
Then I will give one to, I'll give one to each of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
There, will. So on your turns, you guys can drink that. Ballad can't do that this turn, because she used that free action to kind of pass them out.
What is it?
It increases your intellect edge for 1 hour.
So intellect abilities being cheaper yet again. But that also means first level of effort for any intellect is free. Well, for you at least.
That means I can do the next ability I was planning for free.
Yeah, with a Ballad getting up there with moral support and some, drug use. We get over to Javier.
Drugs.
Well, sweat. I just gave you a vial of sweat.
I'm just gonna pretend it's drugs.
Yeah, it's a
You know
e-girl bathwater.
How long I had to sit in a bathtub for this?
But Javier.
I think Javier, just seeing what this ghost is doing. Oh gosh, I really did not pick the best abilities for combat. Javier will just look at Aether and we'll just be like, "Yeah, you got this, man. Kick his ass. I don't condone violence, but yeah."
I don't condone violence, but here's some violence condoning.
Or
I encourage violence. Kick his
Uh,
ass.
for for attack.
okay.
Okay, so you're swapping his benefit to attack. Got it. And I assume once
He'll
again
keep it-
5 feet closer.
He'll keep it. He'll keep it on defense, and he'll move it 5. He'll move 5 feet that way. But he'll
Oh,
keep
you-
it defense. Actually,
You don't have to redo that every turn. It's pretty much you don't use another ability, and it'll maintain itself. So you, seeing as you kept it the same, you could move up right up next to him if you'd like instead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'll go right up next to him, and it'll just like.
I don't condone
keep
violence,
it
but you
up.
got this.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know when I became the DPS, but okay.
Being the only person in a melee range.
Alright, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn again.
Okay. I'm going to make another glyph attack. And is my edge now 3 or
If you're using your pretty much free action to down that potion, yes.
sure, I'll down the potion. It's like, ooh, what's this? And it goes like that gaseous limb just reaches out, grabs whatever it is into the cloak, and ooh, suddenly the light coming from the eye holes just get a little brighter. My edge is 3 for an hour. I'm going to make a glyph attack and put in 1 level of effort for free.
Go for it.
What
This
is
is
it?
4. Now that he's up to
4.
full shade.
4. Okay. 4. I have 1 level of effort. Submit. I don't have an asset to this, I don't think. So it doesn't cost anything now. Okay. Yeah. Oh, effort to damage. Oh, no, you know what? No. Submit. A major success.
Oh, yay! You
Major
had a nat
success.
20.
And you didn't have to use that Cypher. So you're getting 4 damage, so a total of 8. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Let's see, you used effort, which was free because you had edge on that. So yeah, that would be a total of 8. This thing just shudders as you make just a diagonal slash shoulder to hip. It wavers, but it's still standing, and it once again targets Aether with renewed abandon. Because this has become personal. No one else has hit it yet.
No. Hasn't.
And do you want to stay there or do another 5-step back?
No.
And also a
If I take
reminder,
a
you
step-
have a gun that you could hand off to someone too.
Oh, that's right. Can I throw it to someone? Or slide it
I will
across the
say
floor?
sure, because I assume you're trying to pass it to Cleo, who's still at a distance.
Yeah, so it's like, the mask turns back and say, "Ooh, pretty lady, here, a gift." And suddenly from the underneath the cloak, a box just slides forward.
Yeah, I'll say with 25 feet, it's not going to be very difficult. However, I would like to try to do a GM intrusion on this if you'd like, where you try to slide it back along the floor, and is that a hole? It slides right down to the first floor.
Wait.
If you accept this, you would each get 1 experience, or you pay. Well, I guess it would have to be a Cleo to pay 1 because she's the only one with any experience to do it.
Well, I mean, I could.
It would have to be
Really
someone
valid.
who's being affected.
So I can let it fall to the ground, or pay to let it not.
Yeah.
Correct.
Say no, that happens. This goes according to plan.
Question: If
Yes.
said gun in a box that's not loaded ends up at my feet, could I shoot it, or do I have to load it as an action?
You could. It's a simple enough game that your free action's just used to put round in the chamber.
Oh no, I'll take the gun.
Alright, then you go ahead and mark off that experience back away. As you, on your next turn, will have the gun at your feet that you just, I assume, jump on, load, and take your shot. But before that comes to pass, the Shade is once again going all out on Aether.
All right.
Because he is on his last legs.
Oh.
This is a difficulty 5.
Ooh. What kind of
It is
check is
still a speed.
still speed? Okay. Difficulty 5, but I have 2 assets because
of Unholy
encouragement.
and Encouragement.
Okay, so it's just a difficulty. Okay. And I can spend 3 speed if I want to drop it to a difficulty 2.
Correct.
Nah, it's fine.
Sure. I mean, it's
fine.
not like you've been hurt yet. You've got points to spare.
Nah, it's not like I'm being hurt yet. It's fine. Submit, and doesn't cause anything. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes now.
That's a failure. Has a roll of 3.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna beat it anyway.
So, if you recall, a heavy weapon deals 6.
Ooh.
This guy does 5. And it is specifically might damage because of the effect of shades, draining you of your strength.
Okay. Ouch.
So that gives some idea of just how badly these guys hit. Yeah, with that, the ghost is just getting right up in your space, but I can't let them overlap or you'll miss your character. But like I said, he's trying to take you down with him. Cleo, you've got a gun. You quickly load it with practiced ease.
Yep. Point it and take the shot. How do I do that?
Let's see. With that gun, it is a speed attack.
Oh fuck.
It is not. It is not how normal guns work. It is a very special one that you guys haven't had time to analyze for its Cypher abilities.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
This guy is difficulty 4 to hit.
Cool.
Ooh.
Hey.
And you get it on the dot. So on its success, you may choose to take another shot. That is the specialty of this gun.
So then I still only have 3 bullets, correct?
Correct.
Fuck it. It's gonna kill our little friend.
Is it dead?
It is not dead.
Still a 4?
See, correct. Still a 4.
Come on, roll 20. Do not fuck me.
Oh,
Of course you did.
GM intrusion.
Okay.
Alright.
Beck, you're
That
not having the
explodes.
best luck.
I think you can guess where the intrusion's going to happen because you're firing at someone at the other side
Who
of
am I
Aether.
shooting? Also, can I move forward at all, or do I gotta stay back here?
You can do another 5 feet because you're doing
Thank
that attack action. Okay, so Aether's going to need to do a speed roll to dodge.
Sorry.
Difficulty 4.
Ah. Okay.
Thought you were bobbing, not weaving.
Is the gun a holy gun?
It is not a holy gun, nor is it unholy.
Okay.
It is something far
Yeah.
worse.
Fair. A normal gun. Boom. Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't another 4, so that revolver only does 4 damage
To what?
to your speed.
Ah, okay. Ouch. So the bullet passes right through the shawl, out the other side, and Ether just goes, "Ow, that hurt." I think.
Yeah.
But with the
Next
first
time, go the other way.
with the first bullet succeeding, though, you feel triumphant because when the bullet hits, it looks like a hole far bigger than the bullet itself just suddenly appears in that shade, and it screeches in pain to the point where it's like fingers on a chalkboard intensity. You get the feeling that the bullets are very formulated to hurt spirits in at least shades to a high degree. You take your second shot, and you aim a little too low, and get Aether in the back. That effectively did 8 damage to the shade.
Looks like we got a ghost gun.
But yeah, now you have the Cypher that is actually not just a Cypher, it is an artifact.
Ooh.
They work like Cyphers, but they are repairable
Reusable.
without using experience.
Does that count as a cipher?
Nope.
Sweet.
Also, you get if you get
it's its
more
own thing.
bullets, you can just keep shooting with the gun.
But yeah, you can just put it as one of your attack options for now.
Oh shit!
But just put
You
the
got-
normal damage because it deals damage as a medium weapon 4.
Okay.
Anti-ghost.
And
gun.
actually, you're not trained with firearms, are you? Well, medium weapons.
I'm trained with medium weapon.
So you probably should have failed that attack, but it was too fun the way it happened. So we're going to let it go through.
Look, I'm trained in medium weapons. You gave me the option for a gun.
Oh, you are trained in medium, yeah. Sorry, you're the one.
Yeah. I'm just not specifically trained in guns.
All right,
I'm
now.
trained in pistols.
Oh shit!
Does it count as a pistol?
Technically, no.
I would have
At
to
least
check
in
with
like
that.
gun world. I don't know in this world.
Gun.
Okay, I want to try to attack this person with shock, but I'm not quite sure how to do it.
No problem. It is the same as just a normal attack. It's just using your shock ability instead of a weapon. Which is probably better because I think you can do 3 damage with your shock like that.
Yeah. So what's the difficulty? 5?
It is difficulty 4. Actually,
12 on
with that bullet that did hit, it's difficulty 3. Almost forgot
Ooh.
that.
Okay,
I mean, I still would have failed, but like, really?
9 on the dice. Okay.
Well, it's more for other people. The gun doesn't get that benefit.
Oh. Oh boy.
I mean, it's only failure by 1, so nothing bad happens to either of your friends. Let's see. So yeah, that'd be unfortunately all you could do with that. 'Cause there's not going to be much help for moving another 5 feet. But your brief blast of radiant energy just misses. It is flailing a lot more energetically. As again, it's trying to take Aether down with it. Javier.
And can I take
Oh.
that pill?
Oh yeah.
That potion too?
Then yeah, Javier. The shade is looking super weak, bro. It's so close.
You know what? I'm not a fan of violence, but he's gonna take out this fucking little pickaxe, and he's gonna try and stab the shit out of him with it.
Yeah, strange choice for ex-college student. But yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead and
why-
make your difficulty 4. I mean, if it was a war pig, I would have had to say medium weapon, but I'll say pickaxe is light.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a war pick, but he does have training with it.
Yeah, I'm joking with you. Yeah,
No assets, no input, no effort. Fuck.
buddy.
Uh,
It just cleanly passes through him. You feel like maybe mundane items aren't the way.
set this damn thing on fire.
If you did succeed that, it would have still miraculously hit something. You guys just don't get to find that out yet. So back to Aether.
How hurt is this thing looking?
Oh, it's super hurt. That despite Ballad missing with that light attack, it did flinch away at it. You think at this point it's just trying to not die alone?
Okay, in that case, immediate means 5 feet or just
Correct.
close?
Says 5 feet.
So if I take a step back, is that not immediate anymore?
Correct.
Okay, I'll take a step back and just from underneath the shawl, what looks like just a small sparkle of light is just going to shoot out at it. I'm gonna do a starry onslaught.
Ooh, the onslaught.
Let's see, difficulty of
Of
3 because of the bullet.
No, it was just for the next attack.
The next.
Yeah.
4. I'm putting in 1 level of effort for free. I don't have an asset, I don't think. So it's just as is. Are you kidding me?
Man, the game is really trying to kill Aether with the first enemy fight.
And I was trying to fucking kill us all.
Yeah, this is not a good way to man, if
Man, to think that Aether was holding onto that gun for several rounds.
Oh wait, do I get experience? Yeah, for failing. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh wait, wait a minute.
You don't get XP on a normal failure. It's when it gets the roll of a 1.
GM intrusion.
Yep.
Okay.
Which I did. Again,
When she shot Aether.
when I shot Aether.
Oh, sorry. I thought I did tell you for that. Yeah.
You might have, I just didn't.
Who would you begin giving the other experience to then? Aether, is it? Sorry.
Probably Aether. Yeah, I shot him. I feel bad.
My bad.
Here, I shot you. Here's some experience.
Alright.
Sorry, Sparkles.
Alright, so Aether, with the next turn being, this guy attacking you, I believe one of your ciphers was perfection to just automatically take a 20. Would you like to take that now? Because,
You know what? I
it's-
will do that, and I'll use the experience to gain 1 more use out of it.
perfect timing then. So you take the 20, you immediately sidestep him in such a way that leaves him vulnerable without you being shot by Cleo again. It's Cleo,
Good
back up
plan.
to you.
Alright, let's shoot this thing again.
Yep. It's difficulty 4.
Yeah,
You wanna
let me
save
put
the
it as an
shots?
attack real quick.
I'm not sure if you want to save the shots or use them.
I can't damage this thing another way.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, did
And
you
y'all are
ever
doing about as well as I am.
take a blessing of the gods? Did you not?
Yeah.
Either of those options going to be something helpful?
Not to kill this thing, but it
Okay.
would be helpful to save our asses.
Fair enough.
So actually, because the other two, the mundane weapon did shit, but Aether and Cleo showed some type of weird magic ability, or not Cleo, Aether and Ballad
Yes.
showed like magic-y abilities. Okay, so we're gonna take our magic drug to momentarily boost my edge for intellect. And then we're going to action use one of my blessings of the god ability
Ooh.
to basically create 50 feet of A, there is no more shouting, and B, it gives us some protection.
Very good use of the protection blessing. Is there any audible prayer to this goddess of yours they might overhear, or it's more of a inside prayer?
I think there's a little bit of one, but it's not in Portuguese or whatever the main language is.
Okay, it's not in the
What
common
language
language of the
is
group.
it, though?
Celtic.
Celtic. Okay, I'll keep track, because if you talk it in a few minutes, I'll pick it up.
Oh.
Yeah, Ballad picked up Babel, which is fun.
Yeah, it's like
I thought about taking that.
very low, and it is Celtic.
Alrighty. Get ever closer, you get that ability up, and I believe it's short range, so yeah, they are all within that barrier. Ballad.
I'm gonna try to shock him again.
Go for it. It is difficulty 4 still.
Yes.
That's a success. And it's 3 damage for that shock ability, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the once again a quick blast of light. This time hitting him square in the gut. And right from the point where you hit him, the darkness of the shade that had enveloped the ghost just starts fading away like a dust in the wind. Turnover is over because he is dead. But at the same time, you notice that the now audible chorus of voices coming from deep below has gotten very loud at this point, and peeking over the edge down to the lower floor, there is a veritable crowd of wisps and ghosts heading down towards the source of the singing.
We're gonna have to go there, aren't we?
And finally, after the brief distraction of the wisps below, you guys hear a small click of something hitting the ground where that shade had once stood. It looks to be a 6-sided die, all black, almost invisible in the gloom of this mansion, but with almost glowing white pips on the sides.
Ooh. Ether's gonna pick it up, look at it, and play around with it. And magic intuition.
Hey.
I know the operation of artifacts and ciphers.
Yep. The dark dice, which I'll go ahead and show to everyone. Flavor text, are you feeling lucky? This is an artifact, so reusable. It is also an enabler, so it can be used passively. You expend 1 speed point to take a roll and gain whatever benefit. Or if you get a 6, you lose 1 point from each pool. High risk, high reward.
I mean, it's not super high risk.
I'm gonna roll it once right now, just to test it out.
Give me that d6. Though actually,
Dude,
before
right
you do
now.
that, would anyone like to use their action recovery? You get a d6 worth of points back. The next recovery you take takes a minimum of, let's see, 10 minutes.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't actually lose anything.
I didn't lose
I've-
anything.
Neither did I.
Question: do we gain a tier advancement with every experience, or is that every
It costs
session?
4 experience to get a tier advancement.
Oh, 4 experience.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
After the success against that ghost, however, everyone does get 1 experience.
Okay.
A reminder that Cypher, you don't get experience for fighting, but for interesting situations like that, finding artifacts like the Dark Dice, or uncovering hidden knowledge is how you get them.
I think I'm gonna use my action recovery right now because
You got drained.
Yeah, I got drained. It's like, oh, I'm a little tired.
Oh, hey, you
5
got
points.
5, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back into my might because that's what got hit most.
No worries. So now, if you want to do your first roll to see the outcome, you can go right ahead.
All right, come on, what's gonna happen?
3
I
would be the
just roll
funniest
like
right
this.
now.
5.
Okay, you gain 1 intellect and increase your maximum by 1.
Hey. Permanently or just?
Permanently.
But you
What?
did spend 1 speed point to do that.
You weakened
Ah.
yourself in a haunted house.
Fine.
Yeah, and this one, however, does count as one of your ciphers that you carry around, just because it can stack like that.
Okay.
It just might get addictive, but we'll see. So, with Aether taking his action recovery and activating the new Dark Dice, you guys all see a brief glow as the dice rolls comes to a stop. The 5 pip side glows in a brief flash of light going from it to Aether, looking very much like the same wisps down on the first floor.
Ooh, tingly.
That didn't look great.
Really? Oh, I feel
No,
good.
it kind of looked like the shit coming from the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not nice.
No.
You don't say.
Hey, by the way, where'd you find this really cool gun?
Oh, on the floor.
Where?
Here.
Cool. I'm gonna go see if I can find some bullets.
Alrighty. Taking a
Hey,
couple
cool gun,
minutes
where'd
to
you find it?
scavenger.
Yeah, here.
I mean, that's exactly what happened. Just on the floor.
Yeah, I will say searching this room for more items, we'll say is a perception would be an intellect, difficulty 4, as an item's already been found here.
Also, as you do that, I will just lean over and like through the cloak, something soft is gonna pat you on the back, and I'm going to use Favor of the Stars.
What does that do?
You get a reroll for the next minute.
Okay.
So 1 reroll,
Since
but 1 minute.
Since my edge for intellect is 3, I'm gonna use an effort because it's free.
Here, well, reduces it to 2. You can go ahead and roll that while Cleo goes to search that
Wait.
chamber. Oh, waiting.
Reduces it to 2, not 3.
Oh, sorry, he gave you a reroll. I was misthinking that, so yeah, it's a 3.
I was like, I mean, I'll take it, but like, are you sure?
Oh, I need
Yes!
Alright, just got that. Before I reveal any results, would anyone else like to do some searching while Cleo searches that chamber? Because, I mean, the next room over is the Master's Chamber right over there.
Yeah, actually, I would.
Yeah, why not? I will. The the shawl's gonna flare out and sparkle for a little bit though, as that really hurt just now, the past half minute. So I'm going to use resonance field and just have it up.
Fair enough, the cost is free for you, so you can definitely keep that up as long as you need to. And what about Javier? Is he going to do any searching as well, or assist Ballad with searching, perhaps?
Yeah, he'll go ahead and search with Ballad.
Alright,
You
because
can
no
use-
one has searched this room, you guys have difficulty 3.
Oh.
He'll go up to Ballad. He'll say, "Hey, I got a good feeling you're gonna find something." And he'll use another encouragement. If that works.
It's like a, yeah.
You can do it for free.
Yeah, encouragement, so that is difficulty 3 for Javier, 2 for Ballad, unless you have any other bonuses you guys want to do.
I'll put in 1 level of effort because it's free for the next hour.
This is a question for Nick. Would this technically count as being something going towards perception?
You have training with it, yes, you can use it.
Okay, so that would count as a bonus, right? Correct?
Reducing the difficulty, yeah.
Okay. Difficulty 3. Cost.
Nothing for Javier. But we will go ahead and start with Cleo. Let's see, which one of these? Eeny, meeny, you. Sacrificial dagger. A twisted shard of iron covered in mysterious symbols and stained in blood. This is an artifact light weapon. Once again, another artifact being used by Miss Cleo. When attacking with the sacrificial dagger, you may use an intellect check to hit instead of a might. On a success, it deals 4 damage, but on a failure, you lose 1 point from your intellect pool. If you trigger a GM intrusion with this check, however, you lose 3 points instead.
So, with Cleo's kind of background and how she views some things, I think she sees it's a sacrificial dagger and go, anyone want this? I didn't find bullets, but there's this. It has blood on it.
Actually, I forgot to put one thing on there.
Anyone?
And we'll see what they choose after we get their items shown.
Yeah.
Are you going to clean it off?
But it actually is rather clean. Similar to that revolver, is almost disgustingly clean compared to all the detritus found in this bedchamber.
Just kind of like wipe off the dried blood on like the bed sheets.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
the Master's Chamber, hidden inside a small alcove in the fireplace there, Ballad finds an idol. Perhaps it's chosen you for some greater purpose, like human sacrifice. This is yet another artifact. An enabler, because it's not a weapon. Once per turn, you can rub the idol before making a roll. Add 3 to the result of the die. If you fail the roll, you lose 1 intellect point. Meanwhile, perusing the jewelry box, Javier finds nothing, sadly. And Aether, not knowing really where to look, because this chamber once extravagantly decorated, a lot of the stuff has been taken from it. So he kind of just wanders into the master's bathroom and finds a small vial labeled smelling salts. Whew, that's a lungful. Just go ahead and share that to Aether in the handout section. This is a Cypher. As an action, you can make a CR3 intellect roll. On a failure, the Cypher use is not expended, but on a success, you can help a character go from impaired to healthy, or from debilitated to impaired. A reminder that impaired is lightly wounded, debilitated is 1 step from death.
It's a 1 use, but it's not wasted if it fails.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, I think hearing that, I hear Cleo, although in his head he just refers to her as the pretty lady, pulls up saying, "Anyone want this?" Ether's going to move over, and you'll notice that as he moves, there are no squeaky floorboards as he moves. There's actually barely any sound at all. He's just gonna go, What is it? Ooh, another one!" And he just takes the dagger and just from his cloak pulls out another, what is to everyone else very obviously a sacrificial ritual dagger that he just had on hand, and just kind of compares the two.
They look like twins. But with your innate ability, you can tell yours is not a Cypher artifact, unlike the one Cleo found.
But probably has been used to kill people at some point.
Sparkles? Why do you have that?
Oh, I found it. It was shiny.
Hey, what?
Oh,
So I love stabbing.
You know, one of these days we're
found-
gonna have to have a talk about what sacrificial weapons. Okay. Yeah, what'd you find?
I found
Also-
this idol.
Ooh, looks creepy.
Yeah, it is rather grotesque. On the
Fair
left
enough.
side of the figure, it is a full body, but like a Buddhist meditation pose. The left side is heavily scarred and burned, and it looks like that was part of the statue's design. But the right side looks perfectly happy and healthy, but missing an eyeball.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Also, here. Someone told me I shouldn't just take things without giving something back. And I just hand you over the smelling salts and just say, "I can't smell."
Okay.
At
So
which
I'll
point,
give over the smelling salts to Cleo.
at which point there is a kind of shock on Cleo.
Mm.
Because the sacrificial... Oh wait, no, that's an artifact. Never mind. You are not carrying too many ciphers.
No.
I have misremembered.
Can you share the smelling salts with me?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to have that saved.
Since I don't have the dagger anymore.
Yep. And who took the dagger?
Aether.
And done. Aether now has a weapon to attack with intellect. Dangerous. Alright, is Ballad holding on to the idol then?
Yeah, unless somebody's gonna take it from me.
No. I'd also like to point out, I basically just traded a cult dagger for drugs.
Low-key, yes.
Feels appropriate.
Actually,
Feels very appropriate.
actually, even better.
Smelling
They're
salts.
vintage drugs. They were
I know,
perfectly
they're old
legal.
school drugs. No. These are drugs. They're not the fun kind, but
Yeah.
they're drugs.
Smelling salts? They're not bath salts. They're smelling salts.
You got
I mean,
you got drugs, and I got a second bloody ritual
Yeah.
knife.
I just
I got
imagined either.
pharmaceutical drugs.
I imagine either
yeah,
they're
you
just
got
holding
something that's
both.
gonna help you.
It's like, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty great right now. Just like Mo from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You got something that's gonna help out your bench press.
I'll be back real quick.
I mean, but like for what I have in my head about this character, she's not keeping a sacrificial dagger. Not happening.
Very fair. So, with items
This-
found
you're
and
this
kind of
wizard, you're gonna be two enablers. I just know it.
classic enabler. But yeah, with goodies found and redistributed, you guys turn your attention back to the massive, just sinkhole down at the first floor. There is still a steady stream of ghosts and wisps floating down to join it. At this point, it's almost the volume of an orchestra, and you're wondering, is this the first night it's gotten this loud? Or are people somehow not hearing this from outside the mansion? Because it is booming. If there are any perception checks that need to be made with sound, they will be made harder the closer you get to this source.
So, if I was performing some weird ritual involving ghost and or shades, it'd probably be from the center of that shit, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And at least they were all unanimously united in one cause. Yay for teamwork. I don't know
Yeah,
if this
I guess
accent
there's
is slowly
that.
becoming.
I don't know either.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I read the intention up behind the music?
You
Since
can.
I'm trained in reading?
You're trained in reading. It starts difficulty 5, goes down to 4. No, you've heard this for several minutes at this point. It's down to 3 as you have picked up the language. Unless there's any more effort you'd like to pump into this thing, okay. Yeah, 17 does it. Now that you've picked up the language enough to kind of get the gist of this music, it has been several Italian operatic type songs. It's hard to tell just because the chorus is kind of distorted how they're typically heard, but they're ones of triumph, encouragement. Typically towards the end of an opera, I think they're called librettos or something. It's kind of like the final conclusion. But the intent behind it is not peaceful, not victorious. It's relaxing. Like the singer is completing a task they've set upon themselves at long last. It is not malicious, and you don't think it's tied to anything in regards to summoning. Whoever is down there, they are not on the side of the shades. And I'll say that's the most you can get out of it with all your various boons without speaking
Well,
to the
I
person.
will tell the others all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, go down there kindly?
I think we go down there not expecting to fight, but maybe to talk.
Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure that may be the best thing for the most of us.
Yes.
I think it is missing in
As I look at the cloud, the thin dude who has mainly just been encouraging people in the sports jersey, and my drug buddy. Yeah, I think talking may be our best option.
Why would we fight?
Because non-violent resolutions are oftentimes the most beneficial for each party, including
And
any
some,
win-win.
yeah,
As,
but
you,
also
as Javier just kind of rambles.
sometimes people
Oh.
just be bitches, and you gotta physically remind them not to be a bitch.
What is
Sometimes.
what is a bitch?
On that note,
You know, that feels like a longer explanation than we currently have.
yeah, on the
Okay.
note of Aether's question there, before I forget any further, with the various items that have been found in your quick minute or two search, everyone gets 2 experience, except for Ballad, who gets 3, because you got so many perfect things together to understand the song. Which I think is
That
Ballad.
gives me 5 XP.
Gives
Yeah.
me 4.
So in the process of going down, if anyone wants to take an advancement that can afford it, a reminder, you cannot take the same one twice between tiers. So if you took the extra
But I
4
can take
points,
Edge, right? Edge is one of them.
yes, Edge, or because you haven't used your action recovery yet, you could take the advancement that adds 3 to your recovery rolls. Either one of those would work for you. I just figured I'd throw that out there.
I think I'm gonna
So-
take the extra Edge.
All right.
And that costs 4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What can I do?
Would Edge help with a melee attack?
If you take a
Or
might edge and you put
Yeah.
effort into a melee attack, yes. Or if you deal damage, if you successfully hit, you can have the edge deal extra damage.
so that would just make it free, not having to dig into the pool then?
Yes, sir. The thing is, you can only use
That.
edge once in an action, so you can't use it on the effort and then also extra damage. That's the thing you got to keep in mind.
I'll fucking do that.
So I could permanently increase my intellect's edge to 3.
Yep.
But we don't have an advancement to tier 2 yet. That's a story point thing.
Yeah, it's quite a bit away.
Yeah.
I was not expecting you guys getting enough experience during the one shot, because it is trying to keep it a little tight for our time restrictions.
So
I mean, so
that,
far we've been killing it.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
would be 4 experience to increase the edge, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you already did that for this advancement, though. You would have to choose something else.
Okay, what are the other options?
Adding 4 to your various pools, split however you'd like.
Oh shit, let's do that. Or wait, what else is there? I should probably not just decide that.
The other easy one that doesn't pick up a skill would be whenever you make a recovery roll, you get an additional +3, and that's permanent.
Nah, we're gonna increase might and intellect. And speed. We're gonna just up everything a little bit. Especially if I have a gun that fucking uses speed.
As we're heading down, because I did a recovery roll earlier, I get Favor of the Stars back, and I'll give it to. Yeah, no, Cleo's my favorite one right now. I don't know you. I don't know Ballad or Javier very well just yet, so I'll give it to Cleo again. You get a reroll in the next minute as we head down.
Do you want to maybe save that till you get to the bottom? Because it's.
Yeah.
You also need to figure out
But-
how you're getting down, because it's just a sinkhole. And it's pretty deep.
Oh.
If I use
Wait.
far step, I can't just carry people, can I?
You could carry one person. I would say it could not carry everyone.
Hang on. Do the beds have sheets on them?
I would say they do. They would not be viable for a parachute down, but I assume you're going for a rope style thing.
You
bed
would be
rope.
correct. Because I am skilled in climbing.
I am not. Big shocker there.
I would
mean,
say
Neither am
that
I.
I would say the
Are
skill
you
in
skilled in
climbing.
hanging on?
I can try, but I doubt I do well.
I would say
Just tie you to me.
with your skill in climbing, that is going to make it much easier to make a stable rope. I will say it's a DC 3.
What am I rolling? Just a d20? Or climbing? Never mind.
I would say this is going to be a might based roll, because it's about getting the
See, that
knots
probably
tight
doesn't
enough.
Use intellect.
Yeah.
So difficulty 1.
Yeah, it's difficulty 4 reduced to 3.
Okay. Really? Roll 20. We need to talk.
What happened?
Wait, you
Ooh.
get a re.
Minus,
No,
why is
no.
it -1?
I think that's just
I think
training.
it's
No, -1 to the difficulty, though. That's what it's saying.
Yeah,
not to your roll.
Okay.
Do you want to use that reroll?
Probably. 'Cause how else the fuck we getting down there?
I mean, the rope seems stable. Aether can ignore it because he's got his floating ability.
Double check it a couple times, test it out. Still okay.
Yeah, it still seems fine. Unless someone else wants to try and make an attempt. So unfortunately, you're the one that made it. You're not going to be able to undo the damage of that roll.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Aether. I mean, the pretty lady made this. Do you want to float on down, or do you want to enjoy her handiwork?
He likes floating. He'll carry the he'll carry Javier because he looks warm and it's really cold right now for some reason.
How very
I gave
chivalrous.
you drugs.
Well, on this
I greatly appreciate the drugs.
well, with the magic of editing. No, with how stable this rope is. The two ladies are able to make it down a significant amount, Aether far below, reaching the bottom before anything untoward happens to the rope. We'll go ahead and swap back over here. At the bottom of this hole that you've floated down to, you don't see anyone, but the singing has gotten much louder. You know the source is definitely down here, but also this isn't the first floor. Everything seems to be kind of a spectral, almost wavering red tone. It is, in fact, a mirror of the first floor. From your perspective, it looks like you are on the ceiling, and you see all the doors and whatnot another, 2-3 feet above your head, connected to where that carpet is, perfectly mirrored below. You set Javier down, look around for any information, and you hear a snap. There's a huge trail of just the bed sheets that were coiled together just coil on the ground at your feet. You look up and the ladies are not there. With that failure, there was some phantasmal effects kind of wavering in the whatever portal led to this space being created.
Oh no.
Is there
Can
anything
I-
you could do while falling to try and hopefully get within reach of each other to assist as the ground comes rushing up to your feet?
Javier will. This is gonna be real original, guys. He'll use his encouragement and say,
Javier
"Get down
cannot
on your
help.
knees."
You can't see us, man.
You're,
No,
you're
No,
in the
I'm
mirror
going.
dimension.
I'm going to use my encouragement to at least help Cleo
Tuck and roll, tuck and
With-
roll.
with defending. Because I'm not trained in falling.
Definitely fair. Definitely fair. Then I will say, because you're able to use encouragement, what would have been a very low difficulty, just automatic success, and you guys are randomly teleported to the same room. Please tell me, between the two of you, choose 1, 2, or 3.
I say 2.
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
You are, let me just move the camera to that room. Because I removed the labels, I forgot which room that is the living room. And there is currently a bandstand set up, a bunch of kind of just tiered steps where there are no performers, but there are floating instruments going in time soundlessly. And just before you is the source of the singing herself. If I was on the correct layer to copy this fucking... There we go. A blown up version so you can more easily see it. This spectral lady who is just singing her heart out. And as various will-o-wisps and ghosts trail in one by one in between each note when she takes a quick breath in to keep going. Seems like the nearest ghost just gets sucked inside of her.
Are you seeing what I just saw?
Uh-huh. This isn't a bad trip, is it?
I really hope not.
So, what do we do?
I don't know.
She seems like the good ghost.
But she's eating the other ghosts.
Yeah, but like, are they the bad ones or the good ones? If she's eating the bad ones. Do we even want to stop her?
I think with both of your backgrounds, you would both be able to make the intellect roll to try and figure out what is going on right here.
Let's do that.
Yeah, it is it's low, because like I said, your backgrounds are helping. This is only a difficulty 2. It's like, thankfully, that introspection up on the second floor went a long way to try and explain this.
I can use an effort to make it
A 1?
difficulty 1
Yep, you can.
because my rolls have been shite.
I mean, might as well when you've got, effectively free for a bit.
Yeah.
I know.
Come on.
There we go.
Good
You
thing I
needed
did
it.
that.
Yeah,
You
you will
needed
roll a
it.
5.
Jeez, what is with our rolls?
Not ours. Mine.
So it has.
Mine have been kind of goofy.
I have rolled the 2 nat ones.
But that
Hey, I rolled a
experience.
7, so that was really close.
Yeah.
Rolled a 5.
A reminder, because I think it's been a better part of an hour since I said. The will-o-wisps kind of like in time with what a step would have been for the figure, kind of flashes to a humanoid form, sometimes injured, sometimes well dressed. Having a chance to just kind of like calmly look, because none of them are engaging with you. During those brief flashes, you both can see that they don't have a look on their face like they are charmed or enthralled and forced to come to her for this. They are excited, they are willing, they are waiting their turn, just barely patient enough. Whatever's going on, they know what's happening, and you don't think they're being killed for it. As well as with a closer look, she is not a ghost herself. She is merely almost clothed in the spectral energy around her that seems to kind of like grow ever so slightly with each additional spirit taken in. Meanwhile, the boys over at the gaping void, no sign of Ballad or Cleo. What the fuck are you two doing?
Well,
Javier immediately stops hugging Ether as we get down, but gives him a big old smile. He genuinely enjoyed the hug. That's most important.
it felt like you were wrapped in a cloud.
It felt like you were in a very, almost like like an electric blanket, but like more humanoid.
So a body pillow.
Yeah. The world's most comfy body pillow.
Can I? This is weird. Everything's a little red. Can I use Implement of the Cosmos? I am trained in Platon lore as a skill.
Sure, I'll say this
Is
is
it a
a.
different?
I'll say this is simple enough, so you don't have to roll, unless you want deeper lore than this. This is a temporary construct in between the material living world and the afterlife. It's not quite a limbo space, but it's an area tended to only be inhabited by ghosts themselves, often during the day when the light kind of banishes them from reality. Going
So
off of
this is
that, you probably only have a couple hours left until daylight hits and this place disappears, possibly with you inside it.
Oh no. I'm just gonna say. Oh, this is the oh, what's it called? The airport terminal for ghosts.
And much like an airport terminal, Javier would notice a lot of people you really don't want to be rubbing shoulders with, especially in a post-COVID world. As pools of darkness start getting glints of eyes popping out. Much like the shade-possessed ghost you guys recently fought up on the second floor. I wouldn't say you're surrounded, but there's a lot. We're just gonna use this
Hello?
blue
Dave.
one. Oh, wrong layer.
Pretty lady,
Uh,
sparkly
Just-
lady.
let's use our inside voices right now.
Can we
hear that?
hear that?
Oh, you can. It's in fact, it's the first time you see the singer seems kind of like waver as she also hears it almost over her own voice, but she also very briefly, if either of you are still looking at her despite the familiar voice, her eyes seem to kind of go wide with panic as she sees you two there, but she's in the middle of a performance. She can't afford to stop right now.
I think I just raised both my hands up, like, it's okay. You do your thing helping the ghost. We'll go deal with whatever those two got into. We got
Yep.
stuck.
Alright, you guys are able to get back to the main hallway, and it's like, oh, this is a problem. This is an infestation. They are much scrawnier.
Cleo's suddenly realizing, like, oh fuck, I only have 2 bullets and a gun. And magic weapons are the only thing that do anything. Oh well, let's go. I can't move her again.
Oh, right. It's because
Yeah, I can't move either.
I forgot that I didn't copy the tokens for this. Because I am a fool. Or did I put them on the map layer like an even bigger idiot? Nope, that is, I think that's what happened. Let me make sure everyone's there. No, I put everyone on the map for some reason. Okay.
We are one with the house.
We are the house.
Okay, double checking. Everyone should be able to move their character, looks like.
Yep.
Okay. Then,
Yep.
yeah, you guys are able to, we'll say,
You said we got in the hallway.
yeah, right there. So, before initiative goes, let's see if there are enough long-range things to dissipate these ghosts.
I have 2 bullets.
I have nothing long range.
I have 2 bullets.
I mean, technically,
So
those
we're
2
gonna shoot.
ghosts. Yeah.
Those 2 ghosts.
Yeah, go for it. These guys are the weaker version. They've not had a good meal recently. Yeah, it's difficulty
Am
3.
I'm technically trained in this?
Trained only gets rid of the disadvantage from not being trained. It'll matter more if you get expertise or whatever it's called for Cypher.
I think it was proficient.
Assets.
What's their difficulty?
3.
Oh boy. Alright, come on, honey.
You just need 1 hit so you can combo to the next.
Ha!
Right, there we go. First one hits, and you can use the other one to go ahead and finish the second guy off. These guys are weak and have barely formed enough that the extra damage of this magic gun just kind of vaporizes them.
Yes.
Another success, comboed to, if only you had more ammo to get some more. But alas, there were only 4.
I know.
But that one did extra damage.
Mm-hmm. And feeling so empowered, Javier, Aether, your next attacks against a ghost will be easier by 1 step.
Ooh.
Yep, it does not have to be the target that was hit. It's just another ghost entity.
I think Cleo, like the previous time, was shooting with both hands on the revolver, and this time just pulls it out of the front of her pants she tucked it into, and just one-handed shoots both of these and blows imaginary smoke off the gun because there's not real smoke. Throws it back in her pocket.
Action movie badass. 2 shots, 2 kills. 3 kill, whatever you want to call it for ghosts. I assume moving up for Ballad, seeing as you don't have any good ranged options. So it's Aether and Javier. Almost surrounded by these things. I will allow held actions for this, because they're probably coming for you guys over, all the ladies there.
Okay. Nick, because this is a one-shot, I want to ask, is there a big boss coming after this?
Perhaps.
Or in that
Don't
case,
forget,
I
if
will-
you have some XP left, you can also try some player intrusion stuff.
I think currently Ballad is the only one with XP left.
Really? Oh.
In that case, why not? I will spend I will spend 1 experience point, and I'll say that the ghost who's been singing this whole time hits an especially high note that disorientates all of the ghosts as they're trying to come towards us. Is that how that works?
I see what you're trying to go for. You're hoping for a area of effect, make them easier to hit, or at least harder to hit you, correct?
Yeah.
I'll say you can't affect them just because they are an NPC, you don't know them that well.
Ah.
But if you'd like to do it, I will say you can use that for a minor prayer to the let's see, you pray to the multiverse. You're in an unfamiliar plane when you've only visited today, as of like 30 seconds ago. A quick prayer to the multiverse to try and reach out and bring some of your own plane to you. And that would disorient the ones that come within range of you, as there is a 15-foot radius looking like sourced on you, 15-foot radius of looking like the normal colors of the mansion above, back to the dilapidated browns and rusty wood floors.
Ooh.
The rusty wood floors.
Yep.
The rust.
That's gonna be put on a T-shirt somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's only Michael that can see his aura, but it's centered around you.
Yep.
Any that have to pass through that to attack you guys or attack the ladies will have trouble hitting them.
Oh, thank.
And I will say that's an enabler because that's just speaking really quick. Bring a piece of home to you.
He's a home to me. I'll move back 5 feet because I can do that next to Javier, and screw it. I'm going to do another starry onslaught at the guy furthest, closest to the ladies. So this one over here.
Fair enough. Is Onslaught ranged? Or am I thinking something else that isn't?
It is ranged.
Right, it's got the
short
2.
range.
Yeah, that's what I mixed up. Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay. No bonus. Difficulty of
3.
What?
It was only 3. Yep.
Submit. Effort to roll 1 for free. No asset. No cost. Oh wait, no. If I'm doing this, there is a cost. It's a cost of 1. Because I can't do it on multiple things, right?
Correct. You got that before I could correct you.
Effort to damage, I can't do that, so just submit. Okay, that's that's a success. Just
Man, Roll20 is really trying to get you and Cleo to just barely make it.
I know.
okay, 4 damage.
It's like, oh, y'all two are blessed? Okay, let's find out.
Alrighty, well that one is also down. And that would be it for Aether, which leaves just young Javier. Seeing that there's now a piece of the upstairs mansion kind of following Aether around, how would you like to respond to this before we get to initiative?
Javier will just take out his little war pick, gulp heavily, and not fully swallow it, and just take all the spit that he's been gathering, spit on the war pick, and he'll use 1 because he's got some edge to do this. He'll go ahead and use his chaos weapon. which
Ooh.
I've been realizing for like the
You.
past 2 hours.
That you wield a
that,
chaos
wow,
blade.
Well,
It's your entire subclass.
yes,
You just
yes,
passed this whole
yes, and I'm a fucking idiot.
Wait, it's his entire what now?
His
Subclass?
Subclass.
the focus. It's like, I forgot I got a magic weapon. I just attacked a ghost with a normal pickaxe, as you do.
In fairness, I've Wednesday and Thursday is when I made him. I was sick both those days, so I was really like the mental capacity was really struggling.
I made
So
her
I'm just
sheet
like, this is
today.
cool.
I have made Cleo's sheet today.
But yeah, but
I
you
got
also
2
got...
exams
I
today.
worked on mine all week. I worked really hard on it.
You two people also got more help than him. He just said, okay, which class is best for what I'm going for? It's like, oh, sweet, I guess he's got it handled. Nope.
And then I realized, no, I
That was a
fucking
bad
did not.
assumption.
I mean, I want to trust Busky. He runs his own game, his own campaign.
I mean, you
I don't know
know
what's
the
going on
whole
there,
like
because I-
hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Anyways,
You make your war
Anyways.
pick magic.
Anyways,
I
you
make
send
it
me
fiery.
magic pickaxe.
Okay.
because I literally the whole flavor text is just it persists until you diminish it. It doesn't say anything about doing additional damage.
You just make it
Well, it
magical,
says
yeah,
if you're,
and changes the
you
damage
just
to
make it
that.
magical. Unless you apply effort levels, which, if I wanted to apply 1 level of effort, because I can only do that, that would be 3 points, is 2 points, because I have
No.
1 edge.
Correct.
That's right.
Fuck it, I'll do that. So it will do an extra point of fire damage.
So, what is your weapon exactly?
It's a pickaxe.
It's a war pick. It's a flaming war pickaxe that's on fire.
And honestly,
Hey,
The hitting part is on fire.
the fact that you don't have a 49ers jersey to make sense with a pickaxe, no. No, it was what is the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got
think-
that held for the attack, I guess.
He's a prospector. He's a
Ether,
prospector.
notices the light, turns towards you and says, "Ooh, how long could you do that?"
They're wild, but I don't really like doing it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, let's get initiative. These guys are only a difficulty 2. Because they are not the powered up versions. They are weak, they are hungry, and they've been failing to even scavenge the wisps going to the singer.
That's it.
Okay.
No cost. No. Fuck.
Javier. Well, here's the upside. Your held action is not going to be
Madre de Dios.
wasted.
Yes, I've heard that.
Alright, Cleo.
Okay.
You're up. Oh,
I'm
this
moving forward.
this is a funner one shot than I thought it'd be, and for all the wrong reasons.
Yep, I'm just gonna move forward and prepare to do some shit next round.
Alright, Ballad, I assume moving up as well. Unless you want to expend an XP and try to get a ranged shock on someone.
Shock is only a touch.
Yeah, but the player intrusion to try and do something slightly bendy the
Oh.
rules.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll just move.
No problem. Aether, once again your turn with your little piece of home.
Feeling a little bit more myself, I'm going to just whip out more sparkling bits of color and light. At top left, I don't like the look of this guy.
All perfect clones, but okay.
It's like, you! I don't like your face. I don't know why.
Ghost racist much.
Difficulty?
They're difficulty 3 to hit.
Okay, difficulty difficulty, effort 1, submit. I don't have an asset. Cost 1. No effort to damage. Submit.
Wait.
Okay.
Once again, oh wait, no, that's damage. I thought that 4 was the roll. It's like, god damn, roll 20. Just brutal. But yeah, that's 4 damage and nothing to make it better. But like I said, these guys are weak. Successful hit, and they are going down. Any 5-foot movement with that action.
Right here, so that everyone's back home.
Oh, sweet. And so the closest person to any of the ghosts is literally Javier. So I'll go ahead and move up the ones that can definitely reach you now, and you just pick which one you want to target.
We're gonna fucking. I have an idea. We're gonna go with this guy, right here.
All right. So here's a question: do you want to ease the attack, or make it harder for him to hit you? Because you can only choose one or the other for each one.
We're gonna make it harder for him to hit me.
Fair enough. So go ahead and hit.
Get a 2. Standard. Put in any effort.
Also a reminder, because we're coming towards the end of this particular one-shot, if you have any fun ciphers you want to use, feel free. Success to hit him.
Pop out Jeeves.
4 damage. That one is down. You did not need the extra damage from easing it, because he had died anyway.
That would technically be 5 damage.
Yeah, he is dead. With your held action expended, so you'll get to do some more damage on your next turn. But there are still 2 attacks coming your way, and I assume you're making it easier to dodge both of them. So I get 2 difficulty 2 attacks. Sorry, to speed rolls to try and dodge. I don't know why I said attack.
Does it being back at the material plane
Yes.
lowered?
That is the lowered version. It should be 3. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Alright.
So
what's a major effect?
with the major effect, you can have that 4 be flavored as you counterattacking, potentially slay that guy to your north.
Could I use the counterattack as a Cypher if it's an action?
It'd be an enabler. It's pretty much the flavoring how he got hurt. Because I don't think there's another major effect you could want more than just killing them all as quickly as possible. But other major effects could be if you wanted him to attack his buddy, but you haven't seen what kind of damage these guys do to each other, so who knows if that would kill him. Or making someone prone, that's another big major one you could choose in the future. But like I said, right now your best bet's probably just more free damage, so they don't get another turn.
We'll go with that then.
Alright, then yeah, that free counterattack does kill. So now you still have to dodge that last one. Still difficulty 2, because you're in the prime material aura. But I mean, you've been rolling great. You're not getting a 1 right now. That'd be a laugh.
Fuck! Damn. He didn't get a 1.
You got a 2.
It would have been funny if you did get a 1, going from a 20 to a 1.
Yep. That would have been a very Liam thing to get.
Yeah, these are not the strong shades. You only take 2 might damage that it drains away.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that guy had powered up after eating a ghost. These guys are pretty much all the ones that have been kicked to the side, too weak for that.
Okay.
And
I'm
that
starting to
ends their turn.
realize what lava elves are built for.
Oh yeah, this was an unfortunate matchup for you, Mr. Takes Extra Might Damage. But now it's your turn.
Yeah. Now it's my
It
turn.
is-
Fuck it. It sounds like. Fuck it. I'm feeling cocky, and there's two guys right here. I'm gonna go ahead and. My gosh, I'm very torn between. Are we going to have to fight the big lady in the corner or not?
I don't know.
I
don't
don't think
think-
so. But I
I
think
don't
there's
think-
going to be
No,
something
but,
worse.
Yeah.
I don't think so, and I also think there's going to be something worse. So I'll go ahead and say screw it, and we'll do another flaming pick attack against this guy who's right in front of me.
Go for it. Difficulty 3.
D3, okay. Yeah. Effort to roll assets. No, nothing. Okay, he takes 5 points of damage. Know how to get the extra 1 point onto that. Without. Oh, I can make it something else entirely.
I think you might have to
Whatever.
manually put in because how the abilities are set
Yeah.
up. But hey, another shade bites the dust.
One left.
Sweet.
All right, Miss Cleo. They have been thoroughly cold, but there's still one.
There is. And because I got cool shit. One question first.
Mhm.
One sec. What is considered a short range?
Short range is within 50 feet, which they should be, considering they're in a 30 diameter
Perfect.
aura.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a step forward, and as an action, just kind of like these, as black as the shade's tendrils, just kind of like shoot out of her hands and wrap around this thing. As I'm gonna use one of my blessings, my other blessing, for this.
The Death Blessing. All right, so
Oh, they just take damage. Ooh.
it is still an attack action,
That it is.
but
So
it is a lot better than some of your other weapon options.
Yeah, since one has no bullets and the other one's just a sword.
So it's a intellect check, difficulty 3. And then the
Yeah.
question will be, does it have 4 health or only 3? Because all of them have
Who
kept
knows?
dying to 4.
Let's find out.
You said it was difficulty what now?
3.
Okay. So add an effort to it, because why the fuck not? I still got a free one.
Okay, knock it down to 2. Got to get 6 or higher. We'll see if Roll20 really does have it out for Cleo.
Oh, you got it because you're trained.
Damn.
So yeah,
Heck. Your rolls have really been shit tonight.
yeah.
I know, they've been just kind of enough.
So with 3 damage, it's not enough to kill it. It is weakened.
Yeah. I didn't think I could, but it was fun.
Which gets us to Ballad. Let's see, Inspire Aggression.
I'm going to inspire Javier to aggression.
Okay, Javier's might attacks are made easier for the next minute. As it comes back to Aether. And this small little area of the prime material kind of following you around. The whole place seems to shudder briefly. Probably natural energy of this space, kind of trying to fight against the prime material you've brought along with you. And there's a squirmy, squishy sound of stuff coalescing towards the entrance that literally none of you took, because you either went around or went to the top floor immediately. As a large shade starts lumbering towards your group.
Oh.
That looks like fun.
You've got a choice between going after this guy or the other one that is still in your aura, getting closer to Javier.
I see this looming shadow. I turn towards it, and I take off the mask and let down the hood of my shawl, as I'm going to use wondrous revelation, and also using perfection to make it a major effect.
Ooh.
Which means I'm putting effort into damage.
You can't put effort into damage, you can put edge into damage.
And, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put 3 edge into damage.
I mean, if you have 3 edge, then sure. Go ahead and roll the attack just because it'll roll the damage for us. There we go. 7 plus the edge. There we are. Total of 10. You send it against the big guy. Noted.
I don't know why the cost is 7.
Yeah, it's weird like that.
Yep. It's the big guy. It's attack damage plus effort 7, 3, and sorry. There's a lot of effects going on, so I'm just gonna put it. As an action, you reveal a universal truth to a creature within short range. You must succeed on an intellect-based attack. I do. It inflicts 4 points of intellect damage, and it's shocked by the new clarity you provide. For the next round, it can't attack you, and your social interactions with it are eased.
But this ability only works against sapient creatures that can fully understand your concept. So this shade may not really understand. That bit remains to be seen.
It is a major effect on a 20. Can I make it so that they do understand?
I will say yes. You can bypass the fact this might be an unthinking, just eternally hungry shadow.
Alright, then that's what my action is. I take off the mask, and in a language older than time, I reveal a universal truth to something that might be just as, if not older.
Alright. And I believe your free action was used to activate that Cypher. So that would be your turn. The
7
entire
points of damage.
the entire ghostly plane shivers with its shriek that starts out at a high pitch, but one within the realm of hearing, before escalating further and further until you can't hear it, but you can still feel it grating on your eardrums. That would be all the effect for now, but it would also be Aether's turn. So with that up, well, first, the one ghost gets 5-foot step to try and attack Javier. I assume you're taking the bonus for it is harder to hit you. So I'll need another speed roll from Javier for difficulty 2.
Okay. Hey.
There you go.
Right. And it fails its attack. Let's see. And just double checking Wondrous Revelation. Bypasses armor. It only says it can't attack you. So it'll take its little free movement to get closer. And attempt to do a fear effect. I will need everyone to make an intellect roll versus a DC of 5. If you have any points you can put into effort, any abilities to put into it, I would suggest doing it now, as frightening is a very harsh effect.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't count as persuasion or seduction, does it?
Correct, it does not.
Alright, I'll put an effort in it.
Does it
Hand.
count as a social interaction? Because I'm trained at those.
You know what? With your hippy dippy lifestyle, just wildly shrieking, I will say yes, because that is funny. Just someone
Yeah,
getting
sure, why not?
someone getting it too
Wait,
much into their own
Uh,
product.
So is Ballad's roll for this eased because Wondrous Revelation uses social interactions?
You said the difficulty was what now?
5.
Yeah, it's difficulty 5. I'll say only
Okay.
Ballad gets that 1, just because of the unique background she comes from.
Come on.
Is this unholy or necromantic?
It is unholy, as all
Alright.
the shades are.
I have an
Fuck
asset.
you, roll 20.
One effort. I don't have any assets.
Oh wait, did Javier ever
Huh.
turn off encouragement?
He used other abilities, yes. He can make normal attacks without it, but as soon as he uses another ability, it ends.
Oh wait, did I ever get my free reroll? Oh no, because we didn't go down the stairs. Never mind.
I did put it on.
Yeah, but it's only for a minute.
Oh,
Look at that.
wait,
Look at all of that failure.
I can spend an experience to get a reroll, right?
Yes, you can. A player intrusion.
I will do so.
Let's see. So Javier, Cleo,
No, damn it.
and Aether. You are compelled to try and run away for the next 3 turns.
For 3 turns?
Yep. You can attempt to end it, but for this effect you roll to end it at the end of your turn. So you're at minimum
Oh,
50 feet away. But that's all it could do, because it could only move 5 feet along with that ability. So Javier, pick direction and sprint, I guess. Oh wait, I forgot to X out this dude. Actually, I can just delete
So,
their ghosts.
So he's scared, so he can't do anything to fight back?
Correct. Your action is being spent to run. If you have a ranged enabler, you could, but that tends not to be an attack type ability.
I've got. It doesn't say if it's an enabler or not. Because I would imagine that,
See it.
being scared shitless, and as a Cypher, because that was kind of my plan to begin with.
Let's see.
Where is it?
You have effort enhancer, but that's a non-combat thing for you. And you only had one of those ciphers you started with. But yeah, I don't believe you have anything you could
Yeah.
actually do something with.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. I got nothing.
No worries, you're trying your best to help Ballad out, being the only one who is not compelled to run.
Yeah, he'll just,
Straight at a wall. It's an interesting choice. You can go ahead once again. Though, difficulty 5 intellect. We believe in you, Javier. I mean, you've got to start succeeding sometime, right?
Damn it.
This is rough.
This boss is rough. He hasn't even gotten a chance to hurt you guys yet. So next up is Cleo. So first with your movement, then with your next attempt at an intellect roll.
Yeah. Can I use effort again or not yet?
You can. You can only use it once per roll, is the limit.
Okay. No.
Unfortunately not. So we've got Javier going to the far wall where the staircase is missing. Cleo retreating to the singer's room. Ballad, who is not compelled to run, but may choose to stay with one of the friends who is also fleeing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Alrighty. Let's see, and I don't think you have any enablers that would help here, so Aether.
Nope, only Babel is my only enabler.
I have to run. How far can I move?
50 feet. A reminder, though, that you do have an enabler type item in the form of the dark dice.
I do. I will use it as I move.
Alright, expend one
I spend
speed
a speed.
and roll a d6.
Okay. It's a D6. I'm just straight up gambling at this point.
When the world goes to shit, you
One. Wait.
teleport
I think
next to
one
an
is
ally.
one.
So within 5 foot of an ally could be any side. So you could stick with the ladies here or suddenly jump back to Javier for some reason.
I'll teleport 5 foot closer to ladies. Just because of that.
Fair enough, and I forgot that by deleting all the ghosts, the existing one had to be reset up.
Oh, and I will make another intelligence DC 5.
Yes, sir.
Does the aura help at all with this?
Sadly, no. It's only being attacked or attacking ones in the aura.
Fair enough. DC 5. I will. I can't do anything to. This isn't an attack, so. Yeah, okay. Put in 1 level of effort. I don't have any assets. Oh, wait, I do because it's unholy. So.
Difficulty 4 for you. Sadly, not going to make that either. But hey, you're an extra 10 feet away due to the dark dice.
Yeah. That's it.
So he's got no choice but to move. So to get out here, be 15. Who is technically closer? Got 45 to here, 55 to Javier, so I guess he's going after you guys. So 15, 30. You can get right outside the edge of your little aura. But unfortunately, that's it for him. So Javier, you are unfortunately still compelled to run away from this guy.
Also, further away from us.
Towards a room that looks safer in comparison. I mean, there's no big shade in there. There's only a 3, 5, 6 little shades.
Could I run and hide behind that little thing, or do I have to expend all of my movement?
Did you say there were little shades in that room?
Correct, I did.
That may have affected someone who's terrified to not go in there.
I mean, he's only scared of the big one.
It was upside down for some reason. So
I wanted to have some fun with it. But yeah, sorry, you asked if you could hide behind which one?
This thing.
little corner.
Yeah, it's just a partial wall. You can be fully behind it without having to try hide. You're good. Then you can make your intellect save versus a challenge of 4. Because it is very far from you now.
I'll put 1 effort into it.
Okay, reducing it to 3, you gotta beat a 12.
Can
And you do
Jesus.
Alrighty.
Roll 20. Why?
And roll 20 saying the big shade's gonna kill you all. Miss Cleo.
Alright. So is this just irrational fear?
It
Like,
is.
am I running towards the safer thing or just away?
You're just running away. You can tell inside it's irrational, but you can't fight it. Yeah, big guy stomping behind you guys. Ooh. Splitting off to, what room is that? The dining room. Currently with the ghostly table set up with ghostly dishes with full of Neverland colorful fluff food. You know, as you do.
You know, we interrupted dinner.
But you can make another intellect roll, also difficulty 4. Seems getting some things between you and it makes it a lot easier.
Oops, 1 effort, not 3. Fuck you, roll 20.
I mean, it matches the difficulty. You got that going for you. Alright. Ballad Mayflower.
Okay. Why are you running?
I don't know.
It's scary!
It's floating upside down. That freaks me out.
That is walking on the floor that is the ceiling from your perspective. Dum, dum.
Only psychopaths walk on the ceilings!
Okay, but still just running for ballot as well, so Aether.
Alright.
Why are you running?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure
I don't-
works.
I don't want to feel left out. Also, I'll use the dice again.
Alright, another speed point expended. What does the D6 say for you today?
But 3. Immediately move to an adjacent room.
Okay.
So, wait, what room is that?
Technically you can move back to the living room, which also expends into the where that ghost singer is, or you can go further to the Sun Parlor, which is this weird kind of half octagonal room to the north, with what should be glass windows looking across a sickening hellscape. By which I mean it makes you gag a little. Not enough that you need to make a save, but it's not something a mortal should look upon.
Can I immediately just go to this little cubby over here?
Sure, it's just like an armoire type closet, just all clothes.
Yeah, I just hide in the closet. That's alright. Plus
Right.
1 speed. And I make an intellect roll. What's the
4,
difficulty?
because you have broken line of sight.
Okay, 4 down to 3 because I'm putting in an effort for free. Down to 2 because I have an asset. So I just need to roll a 6. Come on.
On roll 20, this would be the funniest one to give me.
Oh my god, exactly 6.
Alright, you are safe from the frightening scream of this wailing shade.
You just go, wait, why am I hiding? I can't die.
The fear passes, the strange young feeling of immortality, or what have you, is returned. And in the just...
Can I do a player intrusion for 1 point?
Sure, what would you like to try and do?
Using my encouraging words, shout at the 2 people who are still running, and have them be able to do a reroll.
Right now?
What sort of encouraging words are you thinking of? Do you have like a general theme, or...?
More like a snap out of it. It's not that scary of a thing.
I will say you can do that. Let's see. I'm going to say it's going to be a little harder for Javier to do this re-roll because he is much further away, several walls between you and him. But Javier and Cleo can both attempt another intellect save against this. 4 for Cleo, difficulty 5 for Javier.
Alright.
As well as getting the attention of all the ghosts who have yet to join. The ghostly songstress in the other room. So, let's see how you guys handle this first.
Oh.
So is it difficulty what now?
4.
Motherfucker!
DM intrusion.
Okay, we'll get to
Well,
that
that
in a
was
sec.
worth that point.
That's...
I mean, it kind of is, because if she accepts it, she could just give that point you spent right back to you.
Yeah, but what's you? What do you mean accepted? I don't get a choice, do I?
If you have...
cancel it out with an experience.
Yeah, if you
I
have,
don't have one.
Oh, then you can't.
and we'll get to that
So
intrusion in
yeah,
a second.
Cleo, you get one. Nope, I'm Cleo. Alex.
Javier. Going off of that, do you want to attempt another check right now?
I mean, at this point, what's the fucking worst that could happen?
Another...
DM intrusion.
Yeah. About to
If
say.
that happens, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans.
Do you
Yeah.
really want to tempt fate like that? Do you want that to be the... It's like, so I started because of a game of Cypher. Let me expound on that
Dude.
story.
You want
You-
Aria Jesus to hear you.
Go ahead.
You know what?
Let's see how holy you are.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat.
Javier
Alright,
is
our
free.
Jesus doesn't want to see you naked. apparently.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an insult, aren't Jesus?
So sadly, not only did Cleo not break free, her vision has also been twisted by this ghostly realm, They're starting to affect her more deeply. Your allies now appear to be shades until you break free of this fear.
Oh,
We're on round 2 of this fear.
The next round, you do not have to run because you see your friends as shade, but they do also look like a threat.
Oh.
So, what kind of flavor do you want to
Boy.
spin for, Ballad getting this XP despite you thinking she is a shade?
I think it happens, like, because of Cleo and what she is involved in. It's not even her choice, it's just an automatic thing that something inside of her does, even though she looks like, fuck, that's a shame. What did I do? Why did I do that? But, like, just the internal thing is like, shh, it's okay.
it's that instinct you've honed after one too many bad drug trips. I can trust this person.
Man, this is
It's
the
more
worst
of the,
track.
I was raised to listen to this voice, even though I don't like it.
Alright, and with that, the large shade's turn ends. And, well, the turn of a bunch of these ghosts that were, at one point, heading towards the singer, turn towards the large shade that, King Board is chasing its food, has turned to just trying to grab them and gobble them up and get stronger themselves. But unfortunately, the call to action also caused them to start to act, and they attempt to swarm this thing.
Oh, they're fighting back?
They are fighting back. Instead of going to whatever promised reward or act of ritual is happening, they attempt to end this threat. So that call to action, well, maybe not the best thing you could have done, considering what happened with Cleo, is overall working out for the group. Javier, you are free from the fear, and looking around the corner, you see just a swarm of ghostly bodies and will-o-wisps spinning around this shade, unable to move from his current position. What would you like to do?
Could I? This is gonna be a little bit. Can I encourage one of them?
One of the shades?
No, one of the
Really?
ghosts.
One of the ghosts attacking the big shade.
I believe that says you have to be within short range, right? So they...
I think it says 50 feet.
Yeah, short range and 50 feet are the same.
It's
So,
a bit too far.
yeah, I believe that's an action to encourage, so you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you have any of the enabler abilities from the speaker?
Nope.
Well,
Well, you could start
Well,
moving out there for next turn, because, I mean, none of the ghosts were really made for combat. The one that tried to get Aether killed was trying to have him jump to his death. So, getting in position for
Yeah.
next turn would still work.
He'll go out there, and we'll very rapidly start in both English and Spanish, giving the ghosts his many thanks.
Alrighty, over to Cleo. You
Yeah.
see a shade right in front of you. It's a lot closer and a bigger
I
threat than the
do.
big one.
Nearly completely out of her mind. In that same language, she's kind of said the prayer in the first time where the protection started. Just said something vaguely threatening. And does the death thing again. But to the shade here. Because the voice
Ooh.
didn't tell me not to. And even if it did,
So-
fuck that voice.
wait. So is Cleo rolling an attack, or is Ballad rolling a defense?
Oh.
It is both. Because if we were going off like tiers, the difficulty to do either would be 1, which is a little weird. So we'll just say it is a versus roll. a speed defense against this what is it, intellect attack, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
So
what do we put in for the difficulty?
I would say
Yeah.
just 1 because it's more about the actual roll result.
you can put 0.
That makes an automatic success.
Oh, okay.
The difficulty itself is not going to affect your roll, though. Just whether or not it says pass or success.
It's also an intellect, so there's no point putting effort in it.
I mean, here's the upside. That doesn't happen to Aether, who has an intellect-fueled dagger.
Doesn't matter.
Are you sure about that?
Jesus was on my side. Oh, I looked at the last roll.
Yeah. So, you do manage to hit.
3 damage.
And that comes from might or speed.
Let's see. I believe...
Fuck if I know.
Let's see. Death Tendrils is an intellect attack, which means it does intellect damage.
Oh, then you should be fine. You got tons of those.
Yeah.
Barely had to use any because of all the edge going out there and your free edge files that you gave to everyone.
Yeah. So, like, it's after the 3rd round. What now?
You do your save at the end to try and break free. Once again, difficulty 4 because you've broken line of sight with the thing. Honestly, at this point, what's worse? Not realizing what you did, or realizing just now that you attacked Ballad?
Realizing just
Realizing-
now I attacked Ballad.
It's like, yes, I hit them! Fuck, I hit them!
Oh, son of a bitch, that was you. Sorry.
Are you good now?
Yeah, you look very human now. And not like a shade.
Alright, and with that, it is once again Ballad's turn. Cleo now free. And you're able to now focus on the ghosts swarming this thing.
Okay, how far away am I?
75 altogether.
I mean, it is better than me thinking you were not a ghost, because then I would have shot you or stabbed you for more damage.
Probably not the apology to be thrown out there right now.
Oh no, that was me, not Leo.
Yeah. I'm just gonna use my understanding on the big shade.
Unfortunately, they have not been speaking so much as just guttural growls and cries of pain. So you've been unable
Well,
to
no,
understand.
I don't have to understand their words. I'm studying a person or object.
Oh, that, yes. Your next interaction will be easier. If you're trying to
Yeah.
understand motives, it's... You know enough that it's more pure hunger than actual intent. Yeah, you can go right ahead and do the 5 free feet of movement. As we go over to Aether, who is in the closet.
I take a step out, realizing there's nothing to be afraid of, and seeing she's still singing.
Correct.
Let me ask you if I can do something weird.
We love weird here.
Whatever she's trying to do, could I help? It's magic. I have an intuition to magical things. Could I don't know, take out my ritual dagger, stab myself, and sacrifice a bit of, not blood, but whatever the hell I have, as I try to harmonize her singing?
It's not going to take an action for this intellect roll. it's going to be a difficulty 5 to try and understand what exactly she's doing and sort of intuit what assistance you could grant this ritual.
This is not planar lore, so I don't have asset to this.
Correct.
Alright, difficulty 5. I will put in a level of effort. So I need 12 on the dice.
Another easing with the, because you do have, like you said, proficiency with, was it arcane something?
Magical intuition.
Yes, because that's what you're actively trying to do here.
So yeah, I made it.
So you don't know the full story of her. You can sense that there's some kind of like personal bond she has with this ghost. This ritual is giving them a way out. With what you know about the planar boundaries in this kind of ghostly realm that you're in for the next few hours at least before it disappears, that the ghosts are bound to it. They're bound to both this space here and the mansion above. She has to do the ritual down here to break that binding. You don't have anything that could assist with this ritual other than keeping her safe.
That's the only thing I can do.
That's the only thing. But there is an item in your group that might just help. The smelling salts. With that, you could potentially use that to give her greater strength and perhaps speed up this ritual so you could all leave here sooner.
Far as
She's over there, but you do have the dark dice to potentially teleport to her or her to you.
it's an enabler. Screw it. I'll roll again. I just need a 1 or a 2. Move immediately to the next room.
Yep, you can go right back.
Hi, pretty lady. I'm sorry. Can I have the salts back?
Sure.
Thank you.
Here.
I take
Yep.
I take it and I'll use far step to move a long distance over to the ghost and say, ghost lady, this is for you.
Yeah, you could do that because it's an enabler, so you can hand it over. So you've already done your free action, so you'll have to wait until the friendly ghost turn for her to take that from you.
That's all I do.
Okay. So the shade. It's doing its best to just, whichever ghost can, get a grip, pull it towards its mouth. But at this point, there are so many ghosts, it looks as lost as a kid in a candy shop. It can't choose which candy to go after, because as soon as it chooses one, that means all the other candies are not being eaten. It is just frozen in choice paralysis. It's unable to do anything while the ghosts just continue pouring on and over, keeping it trapped where it is. And from the best that Javier can tell, trying to fight back, like baring 2 sharp teeth and trying to dig into the non-existent flesh of this shade, doing nothing, but also keeping it from doing anything else. So at the very least, it is a benefit for that call to action. The singing ghost, on the other hand, has to move carefully, slowly. Throughout the entire performance that you guys have seen, it seems how they position their hand movements going on is part of the, not just the act, but also the ritual itself. but in her slow movement, she's able to get a moment, a hand close enough to the smelling salts, and pull it forward. Now, I will say, because this is being handed over by Aether, you can make the intellect roll. She has no boons, but she also has no inabilities that will make this harder. So if you could just roll an intellect with the challenge of 3. She needs to get a 9 or better. Have you succeeded in helping her?
I'll put in a level of effort.
You can't do effort for her. I'm just having you
Oh, I
roll
can't.
for her.
It's just a
Yep.
Right. I'll roll for her. Okay. Difficulty is 3. Submit. No effort, no assets, no cost. Yes.
Is that a 16? That
Yep.
Yeah.
is close, but a very much success. And with renewed vigor and quicker hand movements, a cleaner singing, and being this close, you can definitely see this phantasmal energy that has been cloaking her and making her look like an undead herself is absorbed back in. And you're able to see the pale color of her skin peek back out, and a very brief smile before she has to go back to full body singing and somatic movements, continuously weaving this song together. With this boon, all of the ghosts that have been swarming over this shade grip it harder as their very energy solidifies, but also seems to streak back and pull the entire group back towards the singer, step by step by step, before eventually swirling around Aether and her together, screaming all the while the shade trying to break free. But with the help of the smelling salts, they're all eventually absorbed into her. The fight has ended. The ritual is complete. The singer finally collapses to her knees, one hand keeping her from fully falling to the ground. Gasping for breath, that fight is complete. And the last touch of the prime material starts fading away from Aether. What would you guys like to do, as all the threats seem to have disappeared? Even the shades in the distance and the other rooms that had been cowering in fear seem to blend back into the shadows.
Check on Aether.
I mean, Aether seems to be fine. He is just up close and personal for the final stretch of that performance.
I think with the mask off, you can see for the first time that their face, it's like looking at a cutout of the night sky. Just clouds of dust and sparkles of light, just somewhere far off in existence. There is no mouth, but you can see they're still not in shock, but in awe of the performance that they just saw. And in an instant, it's broken, and they just start clapping like an enthusiastic kid. Like, that was beautiful.
While it was, the fuck?
I think
Why?
what she's trying to say is, what the fuck?
Yeah. Why were there a bunch of ghosts? Did you eat the ghosts? Obviously, they kind of seemed okay, but like, what the fuck? Shades? Banshees?
kind of
Eerie? What?
just kind of breathily laughing and gasping from the ground. Hey, thank you for your assistance. The spirits of all those who have suffered and been killed here, who were trapped by the dark magics that once soaked through the very walls of this manse. I myself was one of the last almost victims, but with the help of the spirits, managed to get away before the Sorry. Been at that for hours. Before the shades got enough power to start absorbing on whatever ghosts were still bound here, some helped me escape. My name is Laura Minder, and I speak with the spirits. And as thanks, I came back to free those who freed me from certain death.
So that's what you've been coming back here the last couple nights to do.
Well, the last couple months. It took them that long to notice me. I'm not sure I should be flattered or insulted as loud as I sing.
Yeah, I don't think they were really hearing so much as looking. And I would definitely kind of be a little flattered, but really insulted.
Well, that leaves one question that I have.
Just one?
Yeah, how did we get out of here?
Oh, it is almost sunrise.
It would be difficult for you, yes. See, and she kind of like motions down to her outfit, which still seems to be soaked through with phantasmal energy. With their help, I can pass to and from this in-between world. I can try to bring you along. I've never done it before, so I can't guarantee. And then she kind of looks to Aether. You did a lot of just back and forth, appearing, disappearing. Is that a you thing, or is that an item?
Oh, I found this sparkly thing. And I hand over the dice.
And she just
But to answer your question, it seems to be a them thing. They got in the house by going through a crack in a window.
Fair enough. But I mean, if this, and she kind of like gently picks up the die from your hand, helps you get around, maybe I can expand that effect, make it a bit easier. If someone could assist, and she kind of like puts her hands out, it's like, I'm not sure if I have the strength of my legs just yet.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I'll help her stand.
It was just
Kind of hold her up.
massive creaks and cracks from her knees and legs as she gets weight back onto her limbs.
And since I never actually used this, because we got separated as soon as we got to the bottom, I will give I'll give her that one reroll for whatever she's about to do.
Fair enough. That will also assist her task. It's like, first, let's get closer to the entrance for better, closer to the portal. Kind of moves you all there, gets to the center, and as some light seems to start streaming out of the windows mentioned out here, she's like, okay, gotta hurry. And matching the fading of the light from this ghostly plane's windows, Her arms also seem to fade. Sorry, it's a limited time thing. It just very quickly takes the die, rolls it, and she gets a 3. The power wrapped around her, the dice unfortunately being left behind. She's able to pull all of you along with her up to the first floor of the mansion as daylight starts to break and the last of the energy making up her arms disappears. And with that, we'll call the one shot there. You guys solved the not the quite the summoning you expected it to be. The haunting should be more or less done now that the food for those shades is being taken away. Perhaps some strange questions for this Laura Minder and how she got wrapped up in all this, but that's a tale for another time. Perhaps an NPC for another campaign. Took a little longer than I expected, but things really came together towards that end there. The randomly found smelling salts, because there are a bunch of other items that could have been. Like, let's just go through the list of items as I close down all these handouts that I no longer need.
We crushed it. Yeah, you could just say we crushed it.
You crushed it. It was chancy at times with some of those resists against the fear. The unfortunate one for the experience to get a reroll, but it all worked out in the end. I can discard changes on that map because I'm not using that again. Other things you could have found. There were 2 instances of healing salve, which would pretty much be the item equivalent of a recover. A Cypher, but one you could not bring back with an experience. Actually, there are 2 that I'm just going to go ahead and share because they're very fun. There's the adrenaline shot. Because, just
None of us
classic.
are might-based, so...
Yeah, that would have been really fun to have been found.
Well, not with that attack. Well, not with that round, but yeah. I was actually might-based.
Then, where's the other one? I just forgot. Here it is. Dynamite. A Cypher you could go ahead and refresh with an XP. It's like, oh, I still have a stick. Mm-hmm. Oh, I still have another stick.
Like, oh, look! My dynamite pocket.
Yeah, if none of you guys were here for a couple days ago when I did the prep stream, I took all these item ideas from, a Betrayal from House of the Hill, and just figured out how to adapt them.
I have that game. I love that game.
It's like the dynamite that I made is actually weaker than the detonation ciphers because I didn't look through those until after I made them. Those are, you can throw up to 100 feet and then they fix a 50-foot radius. I thought, nah, the game it's only to the next room. 50 feet's fine.
I can't believe I immediately split up the party. And it all turned out okay.
You got
you did that, and I was like, oh my god, Aether is going to die.
I just thought Aether was going to get possessed.
I'm actually pretty okay. My worst thing is speed, and that's just because I've been rolling the dice so much.
Yep.
It's just, I was so worried for you about Aether dying because I was like, I don't know what the fuck Michael is gonna do if his baby dies.
I didn't expect to do that much damage over the one shot, I'll be honest.
No.
I was just planning to fuck around.
Yeah. I will say this. Now that I've actually got a hold of the system, if we ever do play Cypher again, I am going to try something very different.
You mean when we do?
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like
Oh.
I feel like Cypher is just a good thing to do. Like, if it's just, God, we've been playing just a lot of D&D and just need a different system break.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also our campaign 3 system.
Yeah, we'll have time to get a bit more used to it. Oh, another item I'm a little sad we didn't randomly find, the pickpocket's gloves. You can attempt to take an item from anyone within 50 feet, as long as they're not holding it in their hands. So if they just have, say, a sword on their belt and fight hasn't happened yet, well, let's just diffuse the situation before it gets fused up.
Let's just make this a little harder. Take that from you.
I think.
Or the angel
How's the-
feather, which, similar to perfection that Michael got for Aether, automatically succeed on a roll. Unfortunately, it's not a free 20. But I was unaware of the
I could've
perfection
fucking
cipher.
used that.
Yeah.
Three fucking nat ones.
Beck, I swear, I didn't know your character had a whole, like, unwanted destiny thing going on. I was just coming up with stuff on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I mean, like, she has other shit, but I kind of actually want to keep it a secret this time and watch y'all figure it out because I
Yeah.
like chaos.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
they
what-
got to see both the domains from your Blessing of the Gods you chose, which I'm sure is just going to encourage them.
Well, I'm gonna head off.
No problem. We'll see you next week, Lonnie.
Bye.
Yep. Wait, are we gonna be able to play? Because I don't think Beck's gonna be able to play for a while.
I will not.
We'll still be able to do some of the main campaign stuff. We'll see how much we can
Okay.
do before something big happens and we need her.
Okay, great.
Hang on. Tiny thing while we're all here. Do we want to just roll hit dice or campaign 2 characters?
Oh yeah, because you guys got to level up. If you want to do that now, you can. Otherwise, I mean, if you do it in roll 20, I'll be able to check regardless.
I kind of forgot we leveled up.
I didn't know we leveled up.
We level up.
I
We're
honestly
level
don't
10.
remember if I knew that either.
Yeah, I think it was like a minute or two after you left, Lonnie. I went, oh yeah, right, you guys did earn that level up.
All right,
So what level are we going to be now?
10.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
What level
D-
is Val's currently?
D8s all around.
But yeah,
except
that will be
for-
the end of
Well,
this recording.
I
Thank
don't
you
know what
guys
else
for
is going
joining
on,
us,
but-
and you know,
And,
Yeah.
hopefully we do actually get to
Artificer.
do
All right, all of us roll a D8.
hopefully we do get to make an event of them just coming to join and make comments over it. But till next time.